info. Yes, everything. Now, watch it. And we're on.
And it's live.
Oh.
And I should have let you know, Sydney.
Hey, Sydney.
Hey.
I don't know if anyone's here yet, so
That's
don't worry.
okay. Yeah,
That's
no
fine.
pressure.
We'll check the stream manager. Is this gonna dox anything?
Yeah, we're doxed.
Is this doxing
Uh-oh.
anything?
You can put the stream
Hey,
manager on this computer, and then we can keep an eye on it.
Strozapreti. How's it going, friend? Thanks for joining.
I can
guys.
see no chat.
Oh, and chat's not gonna be on screen. So
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
perhaps
Thank
modern-
you, thank you.
Oh,
You'll never
oh,
escape.
We could.
we haven't even done anything.
Whoa, Straza.
That's
Oh,
apparently
right.
the content that people
Yeah.
want to see, baby.
Yeah. All the sound alerts work now.
Oh, great.
Actually, what am I talking about? Last night they were perfect, weren't they? Yeah, they all sounded.
Oh,
exactly
yeah,
the
they
same.
were definitely working as planned.
Yeah, exactly. Sound alerts. Uh-oh. That's not what I want. There we go.
That stuff's all already in.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's on an overlay.
Oh, you know what I could do?
Oh, it's polar? Or...
I could just open
It's
this
all
up
just
on,
on the fourth overlay right now.
Well, good to know.
open this up on torch.com, and that way I can see the chat.
Bjork guessed when? Bjork episode. I think Bjork is gonna be has to be like a gaming streamer.
Oh, God. God, I would love to be Bjork and play The Sims.
Yeah. I'm going to get rid of the ladder in the pool. Hi, Sadville. I'm sorry you haven't finished Portrait of a Lady on Fire yet. I haven't even started it, but heard it's great.
I haven't started it either.
Yeah, heard it's
I
great.
all
haven't
good.
started it either.
You see
Mr. Good Loves
yet?
Company.
Mhm.
I'll watch Parasite sometime soon. I'll gladly watch Parasite again if you want to watch Parasite.
I do need to see it.
Where are we from? Great question.
We've said we're in California.
We're Californians. Any Bjork stream would be amazing. Okay, so the fans are just,
Fans
they're
want a
flooding
Bjork
in,
stream.
letting us know that Bjork was a huge
Okay.
hit.
Will you guys, or can I ask you guys to mail me one of the black wigs, but I can just order one?
Yes, I mean we can buy one and send it to you, so we don't have to worry about our germs. Chat, how are we sounding?
Yeah, wait, Sydney, do a test talk and let's see.
Here's me talking.
Pretty good.
And it's going?
Sid Echo.
Sid
Sid
Echo.
echo.
Yeah.
Sid echoey.
And this is what we were feeling.
Yeah, I know.
But is it so echoey?
That
Okay.
it's unwatchable.
Oh, but you guys are fine. Yeah, is it like
I know we're
we
great.
can't understand what Sydney is saying, or is it like it's a little bit annoying?
It's watchable. That's what we go
It's
for,
watchable.
baby. Everything now, it's watchable.
We're going for watchable.
We're having some difficulties with the tech on our end, unfortunately.
Like she's down a very long tunnel. I can understand if I think maybe she's underground and speaking through a tube. Okay, all right. These
Did you guys know that's where I was quarantining?
Yeah, coming from your bunker, live. The louder, the worse, but at Bjork levels, it's okay. So Sydney, you're gotta go ASMR.
So you're gonna have
whole
to
stream,
beat
please.
Bjork for this whole stream, unfortunately. Our mics sound fine. Yeah, see, our problem right now.
We know we're great.
Somebody help us.
Please be Bjork.
We've got her audio going through our stream software vMix, but it's also coming through our speakers. So you're hearing it also through our microphone that you're hearing me and Rocky on. So
Yeah.
that's why we're coming in clear, but she's coming in twice. And
So
we don't know how to mute her.
This stream is actually you
stream
guys
software.
helping us with our sound design. Sydney, do you have an
Sydney,
extra
do you have an
input source on that?
Yeah.
We told you what we know.
So yeah. So
So, I mean, like,
No.
could you listen to this for 2 hours, guys?
I could just call in and not have video.
But
Or just
what is
go.
the fun in that?
don't go. Don't
Don't
go. We need you.
Folks, could you stand the stream if you could just hear Sydney but not see her?
Could you stand?
Could you stand? Must you stand? You're calling
Will
her
you
Bjork.
put a picture of me in the
Yes.
We're gonna
corner?
yes
No.
from Maniac Chris, we're gonna no from Stroh's
Wow.
Upright.
A polarizing.
And the chat is divided down the middle.
Big no.
Big no from Sadville. Hey guys from Kevin.
Big no.
Maniac will always stand.
Thank
the
you,
stream.
Sadville.
Also, hope you guys are all okay. Or wait, can we hear her differently if she calls in?
Yeah,
It
well,
will be no
so
echo.
there will be no echo if she
Yeah.
calls in with no video because we'll use Discord and that won't go through our stream software.
I like this method of being upfront with our technical issues.
Yeah, if you know how to fix this, please.
Yeah.
Please, we use vMix,
For the
which
love
I
of
think
God.
only about 12 people use, so it's hard to
And maybe
find.
3 of them are on Twitch.
Yeah.
Audio is more important than video, and they don't teach that in film school, unfortunately.
Mm.
So, yeah.
What if we get a PNG of Sydney?
That's what I wanted. I just a picture of me.
We just take a screenshot of you right now.
And thank you, Jones. This is our motto. What is this vMix? Buddy, oh, you would be especially fascinated by vMix, I'm sure, motion design. Can we show them?
That was me.
Oh
going
yeah,
for the
let's
PNG.
bring it up.
All right, motion
Wow,
design.
yeah, this is how we do it. Emotion design, please help us.
Welcome to vMix.
Wow. Welcome to Fix Our Stream.
Welcome to behind the scenes on how we engineer our stupid show. Here's the bye-bye chair. Here's the
Dude, someone, Show and Tell Live's gonna steal all of our content.
Oh shit!
Oh my God.
Max, you're not watching this, are you? You guys are too busy playing Pokemon. No, we love Show and Tell Live,
Yes, but don't steal our
but
shit.
don't steal us, please.
Please, for the
But
love
do
of God.
help us
But
fix
do help us work our show.
our show.
Do you have 2 input sources for Sydney?
Okay, so kind of.
Kinda, 'cause
We
she's-
have one input source that is her audio. That's her direct audio coming from her call, going into vMix. It's like a proprietary call software built into vMix that we are video chatting on. But the second source that you're hearing is our microphones, because we have her audio coming in through our speakers so that we can hear her without wearing headphones.
Yeah.
Oh,
Motion design, it's an alright system. It's mainly used for news and sportscasting, I'm pretty sure. Or like higher end studio production. But yeah, we are struggling here. And Alex is going to be so mad if he sees this. I'm just kidding. I don't even
He's
care.
gonna be pissed.
He's going to be really pissed. Stop with the pen.
Yes, really.
I'm nervous. It's a thing I do.
So you need a mixer. We have a
Let
mixer.
Rocky fuck with the pen. The audience is again divided. So.
But the audio is already for this call is already going straight into the stream. There's no way to mute the call audio for the stream without also muting it for us so that we can't hear Sydney.
Thank you, Jones.
I think, unless there is, and I just
what's that
don't know how to
noise
use
now?
vMix, which is
And where's that
totally
noise
possible.
coming from?
Yeah, I know. Scary sound
That's
there.
the ghost noise.
Well, shucks. Yeah, it is pretty cool, huh, Nimbus? Hi, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
I'm just gonna get rid of vMix so we don't have to stare at this the whole time. This is great.
This is great. What a shit show.
And
Yeah.
you're finally seeing us at our most vulnerable.
And this is
This is us.
Everything
us.
now.
This is
Absolutely.
NBC's. This is us.
Yeah, finally.
This is actually the
I
most,
think we start watching an
accurate
episode,
stream.
and if people complain, we ban them.
We. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And Nimbus agrees. Cool. Okay. Well, I guess let's get to the point of this stream then. We wanted to watch an episode of our show with you guys and, like, you know, talk about it, answer questions and whatnot. So, does anyone out there have a particularly favorite episode?
Yeah,
of Everything
if
Now?
they like the show enough to be interested in this, they'll deal with a little bit of
Yeah,
echo.
exactly. Yeah. And when you guys do have a favorite episode, I'm going to add it to this poll, and then we're all going to vote. This is our poll
Spelling
software.
bee.
Again, please, Show and Tell Live,
We're doxxed.
do not use this software.
Don't
What
do it.
episode
This
of
is our
Everything
proprietary
Now
Noise gate,
should we
noise
watch?
cancellation. Interesting.
ID effing K. And we got a spelling bee,
God, what a classic.
which, yeah, we got all A Jonks episode. All Jonks episodes at the same time.
Wow, yeah, we just pull them all up and put them in separate
Big event with
windows.
Justin Timberlake, so that's the one
I
with,
think we should do the first draft.
First
Unless
Jonks.
they have a
First
particular-
Jonks.
Yes, I agree. First Jonks. Big events with JT. That's Girl
God.
Spoon. That's with Bella.
Mhm.
All Jonks episodes. Okay, again,
Back to back.
they're emphasizing. I love the
back.
Piernable episode.
Piernable.
KFC hot dog.
Wow.
That is a fun episode.
With a squishy tay.
Yeah. Piernable.
Alright, let's start with this.
This is good. This is good. We can always shift, I guess, mid-episode.
Sure.
Yeah, I was
yeah,
like,
we
I don't
won't
know
watch
if
the
I
whole
can
thing, we
sit
can
here
bounce
and
around.
watch 2 hours with myself.
Yeah, right? I posted some dance candy in your Discord last night. I think I was sleeping.
Is the first stream we've
Check
ever
that.
done available?
Yes.
Yes, it's on YouTube.
It's 18 minutes long.
Yeah, and only Rocky and Alsip are in it.
And a friend of ours.
I
who's
think-
not
Oh,
on the show.
and Spanx.
Yeah.
I forgot about Spanx. How could I
We should
forget?
watch that
Should
one
we-
because
should
it's 18 minutes.
We'll watch that first.
Yeah, let's
I
start
guess.
with that.
Yeah.
Let's just do a history.
Let's go ahead and scroll down.
You know what? Let's just do every episode
Every
in
episode,
chronological
yeah.
order.
No, we are 139 episodes into the show, not including the 7 missing
many hours
episodes.
is that?
So let's go all the way down. Are you guys
Those are
part
all
of
2
comedy
hours.
groups, or is that classified? I mean, this is our cool comedy group now.
Who
Honestly,
trained us? We were trained by
Who did this
seniors
to
in
you?
our college.
You know what's funny?
improv
Yeah,
team.
our like trainers have been on the show multiple times.
And
Yeah.
the teacher becomes the master.
And it's-
And the student
becomes the producer of an
the-
independent comedy show
and-
on Twitch.
Exactly, and that is the idiom.
And we love Single Rider. That's also a good episode. That's kind of what spawned this episode or this stream, because we were in our Slack that we talked through, and I was like going through old episodes,
Clearly.
and I pointed out Single Rider being a crazy episode because we improvised. We took a chat suggestion to go to hell, change the background. Chris got in Satan makeup. And then the Whose Line Is It Anyway cast members ended up on the show. It was chaos. So, and Alex pitched us doing this, where we kind of talk about an old episode as we watch it with you. But yeah, let's watch
And I
the
don't know
first.
about you guys,
Yeah.
but some of those characters we do so quickly
Yes.
that I just completely forget about them. Oh, so I've gone back and seen old episodes, and I'm like, holy shit, I did like 3 characters that I really love that I'll never remember again.
Yeah, it's good to look back. Sadville PM, great question. Everything Tonight was kind of another one. I have a. Is it on my phone? Might be on my phone. But Alex and
And
I
it
were
was
sitting,
just Rocky and Alex to start.
Alex and I were sitting in our living room and just pitching weird name ideas, and Everything Now kind of lasted, even though it took us 3 hours to realize that the Arcade Fire album existed.
Yeah, what was the timeline on that? Was it Arcade Fire first, or?
Arcade Fire released an album a year before we started the show.
I thought it was like way
No, because that was like
smaller of a time frame.
that was 2017, right? And 2018 is when we started the show.
Yeah, I guess so.
Some of the things occasionally. If Alex gets in here later, which he might, I'm sure he might remember some of the other titles of the show. But there were a bunch, and yeah, it was a fun process trying to put it together. Should we watch this first?
Yeah,
episode?
let's see what we got here.
Yeah.
There's, as with all Everything Now episodes, there's a lot of lead up. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to the actual start of the show.
Please do.
Oh, here we go.
So there's a premise to the first run of Everything Now. That's Radical.
This is the old studio, aka Rocky and Alex's living room.
Yeah. It was chaos. Is it okay if I drunk and sleepy shit post to your Discord? Please.
Yeah.
Do it.
What else is it there for?
I can't
That's
stop you.
Spanx.
I legally cannot stop
And you can see VMix in
Yeah. Rocky used to engineer the show from on the show.
as a character.
As a
yeah.
character, yeah.
And we used to use a loop pedal.
Yeah, that's not an echo you're hearing. That's just part of the show where Allsup would loop.
Yeah, and part of our
Voice.
show, part of the show is definitely to make the audience lose their mind a little bit. So it's a great wig. We still have it, I'm pretty sure.
I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Please do. I don't know what you're talking about. That was great.
So that goes on for a little while.
That's easily a minute long of that.
This is before we had the full green screen room, so
Yeah.
just that like sliver behind
Before
him is
we
green
even
screen.
had a frame for the green screen to make it nice and like
The tape line.
Yeah, it's just gaff tape to the wall.
God, this house. My dad found that couch on the side of a road and offered it to me, and I thought, okay, Tim and Eric alternative timeline. That was kind of the only vibe we could really go for at the time, like just the awkward kind of pacing and
We got a lot of comparisons to Tim and Eric early on.
early MTV also, which I appreciated. Yeah, gaff tape, good shit.
A couple things, I guess.
Yeah, Spanx is played. Should I dox him? I don't know. Spanx was the band leader of the show. It was kind of like a late night show. You know, it's kind of the concept at the time. Russell, my character is Alex's step brother. But he loved me as if he was blood brother. And yeah, the exposed midriff is great. Spanx never talked. What was
Did
that?
Spanx make the theme song?
Spanx made the theme song.
Spanx did make the theme song on that very Casio.
Yeah, Spanx is a very talented composer and musician on their own right. You might have seen them in the Danny Wiley episode. How long did it take before you found the modern format? We should watch the first episode.
We should watch the first live stream, because that is kind of, that
That
sort of
was
changed the
fun.
game. Oh god.
And Kay
And
Weaver
please
is
don't
destroying
break.
the show.
Please don't break any
Sorry.
glasses.
Let's go. We should play Machines, the first panel episode, and then we should play the first.
Yes,
episode.
yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do in that order. Also, let's just go to the end here where Alex dies.
Oh yeah.
Great.
And that's how the show was born. Cut to 29 episodes later.
Love
I
it.
also did one IRL stream that ended with me fake murdering
Oh,
somebody.
yeah, that was great.
I'm very happy with that one. We should try it again when this whole nonsense is over. Who's doing the live editing? That was me. I engineered the first 30 episodes of this show, basically. And God, we had so many cool guests. We had Cole Hirsch.
The conceit of that original format was that
Yeah.
Rocky and Allsup were stepbrothers.
We're stepbrothers. Alex hosted an art show, and he wanted to bring on a community of artists, and they're basically
Art and
character
art.
bits. Art and art. Eventually, the game became which of these two artists did the better presentation, and so it kind of What was that?
Oh, sorry. I think I did 2 or 3 shows at that house. I think I did Spelling Bee, and I did the Helvetica one, which was a competition show.
Yeah.
And then
shows.
First
Yeah, we
Live.
should find that. Yeah, we shot Sydney out of a. Yeah, Echo is gone. Yeah, That's me muting our mic in here, which is kind of doable.
That kind of worked, yeah. This episode was themed extreme. We were all on coke, not in real life. Sydney played a stunt person named Helen.
Wait, go back a little bit, because this is like one of my favorite.
Oh, wow, that's a cannon, Bryce.
She's launching herself out of a cannon across the world.
Wow.
I am ready, willing, and able to launch myself out of this cannon and into my mother's heart.
Yes.
That is one of my favorite lines in all of everything now, is Sydney inside this cannon, ready to launch herself out of this cannon and into my mother's heart. Because the conceit that we didn't really see was that Sydney is like basically only doing this to win the affection of her mother.
And then we go to the green screen.
And we had the tiniest green screen
Yeah.
set just off camera on the right there.
You can see. Oh wait, no, but they can't see because Sydney's feet. Hold on, wait.
Oh yeah, wait, you can see it a little bit. Yeah, it's popping up over her head a
Yeah,
little bit.
you can see in this camera that her hair
There it is. Yeah, the side set is a missing element from this current studio that would certainly be very fun to work with.
Can you read me, Drum?
Yeah, I was just trying to get my mom's affections.
Oh, and that's just the background, no camera feed. Let's cut back, Rocky.
Drum's trying to find her stuff.
Yeah, this is trying to figure out how to work the green screen.
We're trying to find her.
On my very terrible DSLR.
Love it.
Also trying to kill time, saying the drone is trying to find her.
There it
And
is.
that is the money shot. The money shot.
And we peaked here.
Yeah, this was maybe the most technologically advanced moment up to this point
Yeah.
on the show. And it looks, I mean, all the money
Can
is on the
you-
screen here.
Come on. And we were using. Did we use?
I love the
The
legs.
grabbing
Yeah,
of
the
legs.
the scorpioning of your legs behind you.
Yep. I'd love to say what happens in this episode, but that could just take too long of a time. Let's look at the. Hold on. Let's get a look at the chat at the time.
Oh yeah, this was on YouTube, right?
Yeah, there's Julie.
We were streaming on YouTube at this point. We bounced back and forth between Twitch and YouTube a lot in the early days.
Yeah, former roommate and friend of the show, Mario. Cool, strong guy. He's on the Twitch show still.
Yeah, word has it,
Peter.
Word has
he's
it.
still around.
My writing partner, Will.
I'm a little nervous for her, but yeah. It's pretty
And yeah.
Pretty extreme.
Oh yeah, and that's Teddy when he was called Terry.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Wait, let me grab Teddy
Speed
now.
board.
Oh yeah, let's just go ahead and see.
Wait, we should find the first ever Teddy
I can do
tag.
it.
Let's pull that up.
This is some deep lore.
Yeah, we're really going through it all. So we did this type of show for about 21 episodes, maybe a little bit more. And then we decided at the beginning of 2019 that we needed to change what the show is for us to not go insane writing comedy outlines that span 5 pages every week, twice a week.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a more presentation-based show.
Kevin is asking what the pluses and negatives of both Twitch and YouTube are. And I feel like, in my opinion, the biggest benefits of Twitch is that everything is integrated for live content. So there's tons of extensions like the polls that we use, the overlays.
Yeah.
All that stuff is really user-friendly and available, where YouTube has way better discoverability. Like, everybody uses YouTube. It's really mainstream, where Twitch is still sort of associated with gaming. But overall,
YouTube,
just for
I
the
feel
tech
like-
stuff we want to do, it's better for Twitch.
I feel like YouTube, though, people aren't watching YouTube or going to YouTube for live streaming. Like that is a thing that hasn't crossed over yet. Like I if I ever wanted to watch someone live streaming, my first thought would never be YouTube. I'd always just be like, oh, I'll just go to Twitch, you know?
Agreed. Kind of like Sadville says here in the chat. Yeah, you can stumble upon some crazy stuff on Twitch because that's the world that you find on Twitch. Like, it is all made for this crazy environment of live streaming and trying stuff out, while YouTube is mainly gaming and like, you know, nothing really. There's like one comedy streamer on YouTube that I'm aware of. It's Buddhism Live
I already don't trust.
with Jonathan Hills, and it's an improv stream.
Yeah, I know about that guy.
Yeah, and he's all right. I mean, what am I talking about? He's funny, but he has his own like little cult following also. But he's
Fuck that dude. We're trying to start beef. If you watch this, Buddhism guy, we're coming for you. All right.
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna fight you right now.
But at the time when we were starting this show, Alex and I could only find him. He was the only person on YouTube trying that stuff. But yeah, YouTube, like Sydney said, it's just not really there yet for live streaming. We all miss Dr. Teacher. Yes. We were talking about bringing him back for the show last night, but we already had so many guests that it was kind of hard to juggle everything. We almost brought back Fever Woman.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what this is, Dr. Teacher was like the animated. When was the last time we used him? Like
Good
a long
question.
time ago. He was like the
Oh,
host
look at
basically.
this.
Wow, what a
Look at
shot!
this motley
wow.
crew.
Bunch of cuties.
Ted Landis. Did any of these characters come back? Wait, for one episode, for the Picking Brains.
Yeah,
But otherwise, all these characters kind of...
Garth Lipke. This was the guy who invented Brian.
Yeah.
Which is kind of still here, destroyed. We can pull him out.
He was in emote for a while. The last Dr. Teacher episode is likely...
If you told me this video was from 7 years ago, I'd believe you. Yeah, it feels like it was.
This was
7
last
years
March.
ago.
It looks like it too.
Yeah, I know. Last Dr. Teacher is probably somewhere here with the auditions, honestly.
Well, wait, where's the first Teddy tattoo?
Let's go to the first Teddy tattoo.
Which one is that? Do you
That's
remember?
Clubs, yeah.
Oh, yes, Clubs.
That's when we brought Teddy back,
Clubs.
basically.
Okay, so these episodes, the structure was basically we would pick a theme. So in this case, it was clubs, and then 3 of us would be characters doing like PowerPoint presentations based on the theme.
I
and
love
there'd be-
anything Julie does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Julie
Julie
is
is
a flawless team
She's next
member.
level.
Really miss her. We're glad that we
Yeah,
have her on the
R.I.P..
show. Too bad she's gone. And there's
She
also
died.
my favorite element of these shows was that there was a guest who was not improvising, or I guess like they're just playing themselves. So it would be 3
Oh,
characters.
it's like
and
that's
then-
weird.
Yeah, and then 1 normal person. Yeah, we miss Julie. But let's do the first Teddy tattoo here.
So we should also, to explain what Teddy tattoos are for people who have joined since that.
Yeah.
We used to, every time somebody subscribed to the show, give a tattoo to this inflatable blow-up doll.
Not
And,
intentional. It's
so he's just
we don't know
covered-
how to engineer.
Covered in tattoos. Is the reverb on Cindy intentional? No, it's not. I'm sorry, Noxiano. We're working on it. We're doing the best we can. But yeah,
so
wow, look
naked.
how clean he looks.
He's just naked.
This is what he looks like now.
Hello, I'm Aristotle Ozarski. I might have talked to my brother a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, this character went on to become our Lyft streamer, so that's fun.
And I think
Yeah, this is, if you've seen the lift format where Rocky drives the lift,
Yeah.
this is the inception of that character.
With a no-effect shirt.
His
Excellent.
voice has changed pretty dramatically
So,
too.
because he's the brother of Ptolemy, whose voice is very deep. So I was kind of playing. I was trying to play them as siblings, but eventually I just dropped it. And that's a joke because his name was Terry,
This is so sweet.
and everyone laughed so hard.
Incredible feat not to have punctured him. And yeah, he's pretty resilient, honestly. He's taken a pretty good beating.
We
over-
have deflated him and reinflated him multiple times, and he's
Yeah.
still fine.
But man, it looks really strange to see him completely pristine like that.
Yeah. And this
Yeah,
is-
but the chest hair.
God, yeah, just tasteful chest hair.
Perfect. Italian 50s movie star chest hair.
Yeah, Teddy could have been on Mad Men for sure. He would have been like the graphic designer or something. I miss Teddy tattoos. We stopped doing Teddy tattoos for fair reasons, which is that it kind of slowed the show's pacing and everything.
We were getting too many subscribers, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
just
you know,
so
when you like blow up and like you kind of like become a Twitch phenomenon, like suddenly the
Such as
subscribers are
ourselves.
rolling in so much that you just can't take the time anymore, and it's like, you know.
So many.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good thing. Exactly. The fact that we can't do this anymore means that we're growing up, theoretically.
We've talked about doing entirely different streams. Thank you, Jake. We talked about doing entirely different streams where we were like, oh, maybe we write down all the subscribers from the week when we just do a tattoo stream. And I think we very quickly were like, but how would we keep track of all of the ones, and then do repeat subscribers get tattoos? It was a lot.
It was just too much, and somebody bought us another blow-up doll to do more tattoos because Teddy was getting full up.
Yeah, that is the true tragedy. Is
It was
that,
really
like,
sad.
Like moments after we decided we were gonna stop doing Teddy tattoos, in the mail we got a female version, Pam. Yeah, and we did use her like I think once or twice.
Pam's been on stream, and the thing is, I love using Pam and Teddy as non-speaking performers. Like, I love them as like individuals who are on stage, cannot speak, but we fill the silence with like what we imagine they're saying. It's like I don't know.
It was really funny. I wore that green screen. Oh, thank you. Sorry. I wore that green screen suit in a Jonks episode, and I just was Pam. So you can't see me because I'm wearing a green screen suit, and that obviously gets keyed out. But I'm operating Pam kind of like a marionette, and that was very fun to try and convey emotion with a blow-up doll.
I got to do that with Teddy on the Dream analysis episode, and that was bizarre.
We don't use that green screen suit enough. We
don't.
really got to break it out. It's kind of like. You'd think it would come up all the time, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to get in and out of during our show, since we do so many different characters usually in a single episode. We're changing all the time, and like to get in and out of that morph suit.
You basically
kind of
sideline
annoying.
yourself as an engineer and performer of the show, just because, like, you know, I don't know.
I do love using it when I can, though. The hotel episode was really fun when I personally loved playing a disembodied head floating around.
Yeah, no, it's a very fun suit to use, especially for like doing headless bodies or bodiless heads and stuff like that. But yeah, this is the first Teddy appearance and tattoo series. And cool strong guy, whoever that is, would love their username to be tattooed on Teddy. Should we do the first live stream now?
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, we should show one of the everything now.
Oh yeah, let's just like explain what it is and put it on.
Run the gamut.
So this format is one that I've wanted to do again for a really long time. But is this the second one?
This is the third one. The second one is
lost to time. But this was a format that we would do where we would take like a big cultural touchstone, like a movie. Wow, this is great. I forgot we did this. So in this case, it's Avengers, and we would do the Everything Now version of it, where we would basically like Mad Lib the movie. So we would take iconic characters like Captain America or Iron Man and like let the chat change aspects of the character, and we would do like, this is honestly like a proto version of the create a character, like build your Avenger. I love that there's just living room furniture. This is after we got a green screen, but before we had enough space to just not have our living room furniture in the middle of the room.
And this is after Alex and I decided to just leave the green screen on all the time, as opposed to, all right, for Wednesday shows we'll have the green screen up so we can like put the things on the ceiling and put it on the ground, and then for Sunday we'll take them down so we can do the normal show. No, we eventually decided that the whole room will just be the green screen, and we would just live in a green screen house, and cockroaches came, and it was a bad time. But yeah, this is supposed to be Iron Man, and you're just kind of changing certain... Right, yeah, so we give them options.
Yeah, the chat like builds. It really is exactly like the creative character stuff. And then we would play out the movie. So the first half of the show would be like creating the story and the characters, and then the second half we would act out all the story beats of the movie with this like insane nonsense thing that the chat usually made zero sense, but like you were invested in it because you helped make it at the beginning.
Yeah. And here's an element that we haven't done just yet again, but we've talked about it. But we created a button mash prompt here that was...
Oh, yeah! This was so good. It didn't do anything, but it was supposed to be like a QuickTime event.
Looks like fucking madness.
Yeah, this makes no sense.
Especially with the couches on the space station.
The couches in the frame. It's so funny. I completely forgot that.
And thank you, HV Bingen, for the cheers back.
Yeah, and these huge notifications that cover the entire screen.
Look at the chat also just running up the side of the screen.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is before we even had a thought of. I guess it's kind of like that now, but it is just kind of.
We didn't think to put the chat behind us
that
instead of
Ian
in front of
Lipton
us.
in that?
Exactly. What was that?
Is that Ian in the back?
Lipton.
Yeah.
Ian Lipton was our Black Widow.
Ian Lipton, famous, maybe most famous for his Boys' Night appearances, if you've seen those episodes. But yes, he was Black Widow, and his costume was just
A green
piece of green screen tucked into his shirt. Quality entertainment, yeah, really good
Sure.
shit,
And who's
really
in the
good.
chat here?
Here's me with the unicycle and a really bad haircut.
We have Kyle. What a disaster.
Yeah, you can
what a-
see the OGs.
Some old friends. Some of you in there. But
Aiden Wood's been around forever.
Yes, Aiden Wood. Shouts out Aiden Wood, of
Aiden,
course.
yeah. You showed up in Mr. Grayson episode. Oh, okay, so that was your first one. Job interviews, I guess, would be that one.
All right, let's
see.
It's so funny what it really does look like it could be from 7 years ago. It's like the quality even okay, so I remember like when I first started guesting, when you guys first started to have me guest on the show, I'd show up very sparsely between episodes. So like a month or so would go by before me doing another episode. And just in that month, I would come back and be like, oh my God, this quality is way better. Or like, oh, they got this now. Oh, no, now they have all these props. Like every time I came back, it just got better and better and better.
It was it was an exciting time because it would snowball eventually once the premises got good enough that we were like, oh, we can actually make this sustainable. Stroza Preddy, we all went to school with Aiden, actually. We went to the same college as them.
Yeah, they really sort of shepherded us into the Twitch community.
They were
Like
so
they
nice.
were really cool. We didn't know really anything about streaming. We all mostly come from like an improv performing background and didn't know a lot about streaming. And Aiden really helped us like figure out how stuff works.
Yeah,
so.
they were already doing crossword puzzles and everything, and like the growth alongside us has been just so fun to see for both of us. Is there something in particular that we felt really took us to the next level? I mean, the green screen was the big thing. Oh, and then Lyft, I think.
Yeah, so from a tech perspective, definitely I would say the green screen was huge because it let us visually, like in improv, typically we all came up doing stage improv where the audience has to imagine all the scenes and backgrounds and stuff that we're doing. So to be able to visually show everything that we're doing with the green screen, really, I think, upped it from the tech side. And then like Rocky said, we're about to show you the Lyft format, and that was like from a writing structural standpoint a huge game changer because it completely changed like the premise of most of our shows.
Yeah, Sydney, were you saying something?
Oh, just because I remember your guys' shows were so heavily written those first times. Like you guys were making PowerPoints and presentations, and like that just from a performing standpoint to do that however often we were doing it at that time, it's like that's not sustainable.
Totally.
Yeah, very foolish of us. And we learned that, by being exhausted, essentially. Even though they're fun episodes and, like, the potential's great. But I think what we eventually landed on with this episode here, this was supposed to be a different episode. We were going to do some very weird, lore-heavy episode.
It's going to be like a road trip episode,
It was going to be a road
right?
trip with a character Alex played, and Julie played Julia Louis-Dreyfus in our universe. And she was a literal monster in the universe, and that has a whole thing to it. But we decided to make it, this is the first one you discovered us on. This had our first big clips, I think, actually.
Yeah,
Maybe.
This was a game changer episode. I mean, like Sydney was saying, a lot of our episodes up to this point were very pre-written or had a lot of pre-written elements. They were very structured, and this was like our first episode where we basically were like, we'll have a host character in one location, and then we'll just, what we call it, like a character cavalcade, where a bunch of characters will cycle through and we'll just be putting on costumes and changing characters really quickly, and it doesn't require any writing. It just requires coming up with the location and a strong grounded host character.
Exactly.
And so it was way easier to produce.
It was a combination of green screen comedy and then the improv kind of structure and speed that we're used to in embodying in like live in theater improv, essentially. And it also opened up a lot of doors for us to bring improv friends onto the show. We eventually would bring on a lot of guests, and just because like it's like not easy, but like for a comedian to come here and be like, all right, we have this massive costume rack here. We have a prop closet. Not at the time. We had a prop table. It was our dinner table.
A dinner table covered in like handcuffs and guns and.
Yeah, it was amazing. When we would bring guests over, they'd all be horrified. It was cool. But yeah, it was just kind of like.
This is a pretty shoddy setup you guys had at that house there for a while, but this one like that I remember like having it be done and everyone kind of looking around and being like, that was something like special, like what, like that was fun and it was different and it felt fun and different and like kind of it was a game changer.
Yeah, it was. I remember after that show, everyone was standing outside and just being like, "Wow, we should do that for every episode." When we were like still writing PowerPoints every goddamn week for these shows.
Oh, Ollie, this is the first Ollie.
Yeah, it's our first Ollie appearance. A character so good that we gave them their own episode.
Yes, Ollie got a spin-off.
Yeah.
At what point, Sadvilas, at one point, if ever, were you looking to monetize? And I mean, yeah, we from day one. I mean, the dream is always to be able to just do this full time. So, all the money that we've made from the show has pretty much been injected back into the stream. So, like the green screen, the lights, the microphones, the streaming software. We have a huge rack of costumes and props and stuff like that we have all been able to get basically thanks to the sound alerts and your donations and stuff. But there's not really, because there's 5 of us, there's not really any way to like make a living off of it until all 5 of us could make a living off of it. So there's going to be like a huge
it's going to be a long way for us to be reaching that point.
Yeah, so until then, it's like basically all the money goes. We got Sydney that microphone, like all this stuff just, yeah.
I mean, the fact that we
tries to make the stream better.
Yeah, except the echo really is just kind of. So I got this fancy microphone that I just.
It's funny. It's really great that we can feed the show with like all the support that we get, because it does excite us to improve and to add new jokes and like visual concepts and things that we can try out. Like it's just an experimental oasis for us, honestly. It's kind of why we started the show in the first place. I mean, we tell this over and over again, but like we were just tired of editing short films and shooting them over the course of 6 months to a full year. This kind of found it to be that we can just make something, put it out there, and then we're done with it. So it's a very good process for creatives like ourselves, I think. And thankfully, the support that we get money-wise allows us to make it grow and improve over time. And that'll just only inherently help the people who are coming in and seeing an even better product with each, episode subsequently. But yeah. This is the big episode for us.
Yes, right here what's happening is this is Rocky talking to Ollie, and I guess we didn't talk to Ollie during the bar episode.
No, we almost did. They were an option.
But Ollie is a character that Julie played that is what is he, like mid-40s?
I think it is
Disney enthusiast and professional puzzle freezer.
So if you finish a jigsaw puzzle,
he'll freeze it for you.
And you can put it in like a frame or something if you wanted.
Oh, Sydney, we lost your audio completely. Like, now we can't hear you at all. What happened?
Wait. We can't hear you. Oh, no. What did we do? Audio's still on.
Can you guys hear Sydney?
Yet again, silencing Sydney.
No, we're not purposely silencing Sydney.
Yeah, we're not doing this on purpose.
I don't know what happened. It cut out like right after. She.
And women apparently don't matter.
God.
Maniac Marissa, I'm sorry. No.
We're gonna get canceled.
Super Pizza. When I first saw you guys, really impressed with what I seemed like writing. I don't know how much was pre-written and how much was improv.
Oh, it depends on what you saw.
Exactly.
But probably not very much of it was written.
This episode and onward, it was mostly improv, except for the creation of like the background and the premise. But before then, we're doing a lot of PowerPoints and even like sitcom structure.
Yes, we can hear you. What'd you do?
Great. I just started my vMix call over.
Oh, okay. Welcome back.
Hello.
Thanks. I was wondering why you guys weren't responding to anything I was saying, and then I was like, ugh.
So sorry.
Classic.
And now we're done silencing women.
Yes, it's over.
We've proved our
We've
points.
been canceled and we've learned our lesson.
And we're gonna put a
Thank
notes
you.
app apology out in the future. Yeah, is there anything else in this episode? My favorite thing we did in this thing we had the audiobook.
Audiobooks. Oh, these are funny. Yeah.
It's pre-radio gag that we do, but I love with this character that Alex played and subsequent character that Jake played.
Oh, this was amazing.
Yeah, we essentially improvised. Well, I don't know. There's kind of a plan of like what the bit would be.
Well, also grabbed me off stage and
Right.
was like, I'm going to play this detective guy who can't turn his neck around. And you will be a criminal who's on the run. And I'm just going to describe you and you come out. So he basically told me he like set me up for the alley-oop.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I just came out there as this eye patch wearing guy with handcuffs on one hand, clearly having just escaped. And Rocky just plays this
Clearly.
great straight man trying to hold it together.
Yeah, and eventually, like, we figured, I don't know, I decided, like, let's do a poll and see if I should if I should connect them again, like, as characters, or if I should just let them both go their separate ways, and it ends.
This is really where it became interactive.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when we realized that these polls and these sound alert games can essentially become limbs of the show and just kind of extensions of our improv. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, this stream was supposed to be us watching an episode all the way through, but I think we got too excited, so now we're just kind of jumping around. But
But all these VODs are on
$25.
YouTube.
yeah, please go to the.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Sydney.
$25 seems like such a hefty donation goal now. But like now we just have the $5 ones because we want to do the bit that we planned.
Pretty much, yeah, because there's a lot of times where some bits we planned just fully get ignored because they didn't pay the donation goal.
Yeah, we realized that it was better to have small ones that we can hit multiple times rather than one big ones, because sometimes we just wouldn't hit it at all. And also, then it feels like you can be responsible for one by yourself if you want to just do $5.
It turns the show into a game for the audience. In theory, that's kind of like why we started doing it. And eventually, you're improvising with us by doing the sound effect over and over again, making a character more and more frustrated. I first watched because Sydney tweeted about raising money for Australia. Oh, so you saw the call center episode, which we need to do again.
Great.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah, I feel like all I ever do is yell into the void about this show and no one ever responds. So to see your little username in the chat actually like meant the world to me, because I was like, oh, someone saw and cares about the thing that it occupies so much space in my heart and my mind. So thanks for being a part of it.
Thank you, Sadville.
Yes, thank you, Sadville.
It's a relatable feeling, Sydney. It's a weird thing with this show, but I mean, hey, it's still fun. But yeah, I just want to see the result of this.
Yeah, can we turn up the volume?
Am I vaping through my nose here?
Wow.
That's
So-
a strange
That is
choice.
awesome.
Why did I do that?
Because you're Aristotle.
Because Aristotle's cool. He kind of slowly
Aristotle.
became more calm over time because of the fact that he died and also the Pepperman was haunting him and everything. This character went places. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and see this wonderful kiss here. This background is so insane.
Can you turn up the stream audio?
Hey, my friend, can you look at me for a
Too late to hop in here? No, everything
that
got
Alex?
show.
Sure.
Come on in.
Alex, get in here.
Use the.
I do think if we're gonna do 4 people, we might want to switch to Discord, because I think the echo is gonna get really bad.
Yeah.
But we can try it. But
Thank you, Daddy Cap. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What should we do? Should we try?
is that also up on the Everything Now account?
Alex, is this you?
We can try to do 3-way vMix call
And we'll just.
and just see how bad the audio is.
Yeah. Alex, use the same. Use the same vMix call.
Are you in
from,
already? Oh no, he's not.
You use the same vMix call from Survivor.
Yeah,
If you have that.
your typical call password.
Yeah. And
Um,
thank you for standing, Stroza Preti.
Yeah, so that
Thanks,
if you missed it, that scene that character arc ends with me and Alsop kissing and falling in love and moving away together.
In
I
a
think.
cabin, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And,
We love to see growth.
Yes, you do.
This is
Wait,
Alex.
which one is Alex?
And ignore that. I don't know. Skinny Banana, they're a famed donator on Twitch, much like Fatty Melon. I don't know why they would say they're Alex. That's weird. That's kind of fucked up, actually.
Alex could be anybody.
And everyone's doing a Spartacus bit now. Great.
We're gonna try to get Soupy in here.
And the screen's gonna go black for a moment here, folks. Are you gonna see how we add in?
Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
fuck, Mary.
Alright, let's see if we can get him in there, right?
Hello,
In
Alex.
this.
Fun fact. Alex's nickname is Soup.
Yes.
Yes.
He's the Soup Man. Soup
That
Man.
was from an improv game we played. That was from a warm up that Jules taught us, and he said the soup is loose and soup stuck.
I love
Is that what that was from? Because I have a memory that I really don't think it's actually something that happened anymore. Because I think I actually talked to Alex about this. But Chris and I both have a memory of an improv show at school where some frat guys in the back, when also would come out, would kind of go like, soup! And we both have this memory, but I also doesn't seem to remember that.
Memory.
Nobody else seems to remember that, so maybe it's a dream that we both had, or
I think
maybe
both of these
he
are
told
true.
me that happened.
And Alex says that we're both correct. That's great.
And it
I
could
think
be
you
that
guys
we're
are
both.
correct.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, Alex.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us.
How's the audio on Alex? Is it better or worse, or the same as Sydney?
Alex,
Wow, I'm hearing me somehow through you guys now.
Hold on. I'm gonna turn down my phone. Okay.
Worse.
He is worse.
He is worse. Worse.
Hello.
Same. Worse.
Hi. This is better.
All that.
I think it's gonna be worse for you because you're louder than Sydney, so you're gonna come in through our microphone even louder.
Yeah.
Should I turn down my mic?
Yeah.
Look
Or
at
we
the
could
sexy pose that I'm doing.
we could turn you down on our end too. But
Oh,
whoa! And here's job interviews.
This is the first
You're just in time.
The first Mr. Grayson episode. Someone's motion design. Thank you.
Thank you, motion design. Oh, that's very
That's
sweet.
right.
You should help us.
Dude, we spent so long trying to figure this out. Also, I'm tearing my hair out.
It's bad.
It's
Yeah, Maniac Marissa, are you on here somewhere?
so hard to just capture desktop audio into vMix. Why? Why do they not want you to be able to do that?
Yeah. And yes, party time was then changed to, or no, we changed it to party
Cocktail
time.
time. It's party time.
Yeah, because you were not allowed to have involvement in someone's drinking on Twitch, apparently. So we had to change that. Someone messaged us mid-episode and said, "You guys should change that. You're gonna get in trouble."
Yeah, there's been a few moments on the show where we have been in the middle of a bit and someone being like, "You can't do that on
Yeah,
Twitch."
like cover your
Yeah, I
nipples
think-
or something.
I have a really great
You
photo of
definitely can't do
the
that.
whole team. I have a really great photo of the whole team shirtless, and I'm Jill Brado interviewing you all, and someone said something about nipples, and at the same time in the episode, all of you guys went,
Yeah, very
I want to try and find that photo.
I like the multicam setup in this, even though it is impractical.
Yes,
The
this
multicam
was
is great.
We really don't
Ambitious.
use this much anymore, but this format had 3 cameras.
Yeah. It was.
I remember just losing my shit at just you on the computer, Alex. Whatever you'd be Googling when that person came up, or like just the stuff you decided to start typing on there. That just fucking killed me that episode.
Yeah, the laptop bits were great for me. That was what the multicam was great for, because you could like do multi-layer bits on the screen. Like it was like how to interview people, or like I think Julie played a character that was 14, and I was like Googling what the
A
legal
deviant
hiring
artist.
age to hire her it was. It's a funny gag.
Yeah, it was a really fun thing we tried and did a couple more times.
Straza Peretti, thank you for sending that. I think I may have looked at that webpage before, and it will probably help me if I take a longer look at it, but I think for right now, we're just going to try to deal with this.
Thank you for trying.
There's
And,
Thank you.
and Sadville PM, very kind point. We've certainly toyed, we've thought about doing live shows and doing this
My
show
favorite.
live with a bigger audience. The house is just not like big enough to support multiple people other than the performers at the same time. So we
also live in the studio.
And we live in the studio.
There is something sort of strange about inviting, even though it'd probably be mostly friends, like all of our shit is in here too. So the fewer people who know where all of our stuff is makes me feel better.
But we definitely do become our own audience. Like it's kind of a supportive move to laugh at everyone's, moves and jokes. And
I have such a loud laugh. I feel so bad. You guys just fucking kill me, and I can't hold it in, and I will just let it loose. And it's the best ever to have some of your favorite comedians be your friends.
That's the goal for me, is to make people break on stage.
You every time can get me. It's so upsetting because I'll it'll be fine if I'm just looking at you, but how the studio is set up, we have a TV where we can see what we look like with the green screen background, so you can adjust and whatever and be in the middle or yeah. But I'll be fine if I'm just looking at you and we're interacting, but the second I see both of us on that TV, I fucking lose it. It's gone. I can't watch myself watch you do whatever you do.
Yeah, no, it's great because we're also just meeting from this like kind of relationship with being on stage and stuff. We're just encouraging the most asinine shit possible because like it's just what's going to make us laugh very hard. And I'm glad that it worked for you too, Ken Mech, and everyone else, and also the clapping. I love the clapping.
Yeah, the claps are just.
So yeah, this was a fun episode. Just gonna bounce to another one. Someone mentioned spelling bee, so we can just kind of talk about.
Oh yeah, I don't know who was in here last night, but we talked to Julie's character D-Town, which is from this episode, the spelling bee, and this is a format that we never really went back to, but usually when a format really works, we will do it multiple times, like the lift or jonks or job interview or big event. But sometimes you have these gems that just kind of, for whatever reason, get lost in history.
Yeah. This is a cool one because it's
this was just fucking legendary, and we've had so many people ask to have a D-Town episode, which we would happily do. Julie is a very busy, very funny lady, so whenever we can get her on here, it's truly a treat.
Yeah, we've spitballed a lot of D-Town episode ideas, one involving detention at school. But yeah, this form was really interesting because it's kind of based on a musical, I believe, right? The Putnam County Spelling
25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
Yeah, and so like instead of doing a song, or I guess about what this word means to a character, we would go into an improv scene in front of a psychedelic background as if we're having a flashback. Which
can we watch one of the flashbacks?
Absolutely, yeah. I love this graphic that we found for it. Funny enough, another form we didn't do 2 times.
Sydney's hair.
So short.
Both of our hair.
Short hair.
I look like a little Dutch boy.
This is when we were at the old studio and we could key out everything except for the couch and that table. And so that was always a part of the set, was the couch and the table.
And just like a sliver of the couch too, not even a full couch, just like because that couch was so huge that there was no angle you could fit it in the room without it being on camera.
We still too. We moved it into the new studio.
Yeah, it's here. That couch is here. It's just off camera.
Yeah.
Finally.
Great couch. Many talented people have passed out on that couch.
Yeah, so if you couldn't tell, this visual is supposed to represent
a
flashback.
Is that not obvious?
This is what memories look like.
Yeah, duh, obviously.
I think there was also, we didn't see it, but there was also a brief bumper that says like flashback.
I think it literally says
that.
Yeah, very Lynchian.
Here it is. I love this.
Yeah, I made this graphic. I think it looks pretty good.
Jake makes the best bumpers.
You've come very far, Jake.
Thank you. This, honestly, that has been one of the most rewarding parts of being on the show is learning how to actually use a computer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the first few times I had the engineer, I was like, oh no.
Fun fact about this episode, I think I was traveling back or something. I missed most of the episode, but when I got to the house, I came in through the side, and Chris looks at me and holds up one of the cards that he's using for the spelling words, and it just says Pepperman on the card. And I just am like, fuck. I had to, and I had to dress up into the Pepperman outfit, like coming off of like a 6-hour road trip from Arizona. And do the Pepperman. And there it is.
Yes, for those of you that don't know, the Pepperman was a mythical creature that also played that would be summoned if you, like, basically Beetlejuice rules. And he had Try This, which is a game show that he hosted only when he would be summoned, where he would make you try something. And
you are losing it, Alex.
Yeah. I have a saw, I think.
Oh,
We
you
used a
did.
lot of
I
power
remember
tools in the old house.
so nervous.
Yes, we did. Only injuring yourself one time before a show.
And I don't even know who this character I was.
He's like a cool guy.
It's like whatever is happening when the Pepperman arrives just stops
Yeah.
happening. And
Julian
then becomes the
Casablancas.
Pepperman show.
Rat coin.
Can
Sydney
we pause
Rachel
real quick?
in the chat.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we could pause.
Who is Sydney Rachel?
So
too?
a little more backstory on Pepperman. He thinks that he has his own show within the everything. Like, Try This with the Pepperman is his own show that he thinks he's putting on within the Everything Now show. So he thinks that all the viewers are coming to watch him do this show where he makes people try things. And so that's kind of his conceit, is he comes in and does a show, and it leads to him becoming this kind of supernatural being that, like, is being teleported against his will to different things. Or we're bringing up the first episode.
I was going to pull up straight to the first Pepperman appearance, but we have to show Roger Gherkin.
Roger Gherkin.
One of the craziest solutions to a weird issue that we ran into.
Yeah, so let me preface how this guy came to be. Basically, we had this pickle suit, and we had the green screen, and I was all ready to go out and be this pickle spy, Roger Gherkin, who is a pickle. My face is painted green. And I walked out we used to do like dress rehearsals basically for every episode where we would run the whole show. And I walked out on screen and realized I'm invisible, obviously, because I'm wearing green in front of a green screen.
We did not realize it until much
like
dress rehearsal.
moments before the show. So the solution was, rather than to scrap the bit or to not use the green screen, was to just put an image behind us that is Pickles. So that I have this weird, if anybody saw the show Chowder, growing
very
up,
Chowder.
it's just,
Jake!
I was Pickled. Yes, this is, I think,
Pickle
Rick and Morty. Yeah, definitely pre-Pickle Rick.
It was, yeah.
But yeah, this was a moment that I was really proud of the whole team coming together to make this work.
We should try and do that again.
Also,
Great.
if you see the little piece of green screen hanging below the sign, you can see a little bit of pickle that is left.
This is like Easter eggs.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Can you show the episode that was in the Twitch commercial, the Mrs. Box one?
Yes, we can. Yeah, here. I'm just gonna show a little Pepperman first. and
Yes,
then-
this is the Pepperman premiere. R.I.P.
Yeah,
headphone
also guested
users.
on this.
Wavy line. Hey, man. I mean, we still have the background as an image. We sometimes return to it. Oh yeah, there's no
I
audio.
started with no audio, and I had to do it all again.
So good.
Audio has been a just real through line. Audio issues has been just maybe the one through line of this whole show.
To this day.
Mayonnaise?
Oh yeah, so this was one of the main try thises where he really actually forced us to eat this. What you told the chat was mayo, right?
Yeah, I said it was mayonnaise and half.
Oh my god.
I didn't realize that.
But you guys should guess what it actually is.
Yes.
The chat should
It was
guess.
not that. but you're welcome to guess what it actually was.
Also, Sadville, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy that element, even though, yeah, sometimes.
And there you can see.
And there's Gherkin with no green screen.
Yeah, now you can see without the green screen. Because this is on your phone, I think, right?
Was it a milkshake? Ugh.
Yeah, it was on my phone.
Yeah,
It was not a milkshake.
I miss doing the cell phone video call-in.
Okay.
Don't get out of our face if you just try it.
Marshmallow fluff.
Whipped cream and Greek yogurt. Well,
Sadville, you got it. It was Greek yogurt, plain Greek yogurt.
it really was not good.
It's Greek yogurt. I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
Oh,
plain
pink
Greek
lips.
yogurt's very sour.
This is an amazing
Yes.
image.
This is before I got my Invisalign. Now my teeth look good as hell.
Jake's hot now.
Now I'm a Chad.
We're all hot.
Chad Jake.
Yeah, that was Incel Jake. Now I'm good teeth
there's
and
Aiden.
Chad Jake. And Aiden, yeah, Aiden Wood was on this episode.
They're the guests.
I turned on my super high def camera. You know what it's kind of.
The moments between when we had technical difficulties.
Yep, always. Great, and then we're gonna talk. The Mrs. Box episode.
Yeah, we gotta do that.
Our Twitch show.
Was the first slumber party. Here it is. Our longest episode, perhaps, running at 3 hours and 23 minutes.
This was our first foray into a gaming stream too, right? For the most part.
It was also Julie's first stream that she engineered. It was a grand time.
Oh, I forgot Roger Kirk.
Also, Roger's in this.
Yeah, I
episode.
forgot we brought back.
I thought
Roger
that's why
Kirk.
you guys pulled it up.
Nope.
The way you sit.
And you can
in
see
this.
you can see the green screen in Mrs. Box.
I really. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
you can
box.
see the pickle.
The actual box that we use for Mrs. Box has green on it. So whatever the background is, there's always just a little sliver of.
So, in this episode, we decided to order a pizza with the audience. People who donated can pick what we put on it. It was a terrible pizza, from what I remember.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it was so cruel. It was Wada and his brother, I think.
Yes,
that were,
the blessed one.
Yeah.
Yes. And they really, we were just like, every donation will be another ingredient that you get to pick, and they really took advantage of
They
that.
really pushed it. It was like anchovies and hot sauce and stuff like that.
We had a good half. One half was good.
Yeah,
And then one half was hot sauce and anchovies.
I also ordered a normal pizza in addition, so that everyone could eat afterward.
I think that's right.
Yeah, but
Let's skip to the part where we become famous.
yeah, and so this is probably one of our more popular clips.
Let's skip to that part.
Yeah, and it was so popular that it ended up in a commercial for Twitch that Eric Andre was kind of the figurehead of, I guess. I don't know.
So this is after we ordered the pizza. This is the delivery driver or the delivery man bringing the pizza. So Alsip is wearing a box. I'm wearing this pickle costume with my face painted green. And this absolute sweetheart of a man is just like so
Anthony.
cool. Takes it totally in stride.
Yeah, just so nice.
We invite him to
He's
be
the
on the
best.
stream.
Not phased.
I'm doing the worst half Australian, half British accent.
You're being so nice though.
And
Thanks for the pizzas. I remember that being so goddamn funny.
So we posted this clip on Livestream Fail, which is not allowed. I've
Yeah.
been banned from Livestream Fail like
Listen,
4 times.
for a show like ours to succeed, we have to try some stuff that.
But please, somebody clip this and post it, and me shouting them out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a live stream fail. But yeah, we posted it, and it got some attention, and Twitch saw it somehow, and they used it for one of their commercials, except that they edited Eric Andre to be the guy who delivers the pizza. And instead of handing us a pizza, he throws it
Yeah.
at
You know
us.
what it was? DJ Wheat posted on Twitter being like, what's the most interesting experimental stream that's not Sushi Dragon? And Sushi Dragon shouted us out, Casper the Spicy Ghost, and Uncle Joe Show. And from that, I think they might have checked our account out.
Oh,
and seen
there it is. The
There's the
gross.
pizza.
pizza.
Everyone
Yeah.
yelling at you guys in chat that Anthony's the chat. Or Anthony's the MVP.
Sparky Sparkles. Wow.
Yeah, some real throwback chat names. And some OGs who are still here, like
Yeah.
Wada.
That's a busy pizza. Did it actually result in a viewer bump? That's a great question. We did not get any immediate contact or support from Twitch off of this, really. So we kind of had to use it to our advantage and post the ad from our account saying like, "Hey, we're in this."
They didn't like tag us, or there was no way to find our channel. It was just like a 2-second clip of our channel with no name or anything. So
no watermark. That was probably our fault. But even if we add a watermark, they might have just removed it honestly because
they already edited the clip in some ways. So
exactly. They even changed the names in the chat. Like What a Disaster and the Blessed Ones are not
that
in
was
the
kind of
advertisement.
interesting.
Yeah. It was.
They did email us first though. It was kind of like we're gonna use this clip in our commercial, and there's not really anything you can do about it, but we're also gonna let you at least know that it's in there.
They showed us the pitch deck and everything. It was supposed to be Jason Mantzoukas instead of Eric Andre. It was very bizarre.
Jason Mantzoukas seems like an odd choice for that.
Yeah, I don't know. The energy is similar, I guess, but and then you guys eating this pizza.
Yeah, and here
was
we are
insane.
eating the pizza.
I love this frame so much.
Yeah, this is a great
It's
shot.
that wig, it's coming off your head.
And you can just see Jake's underwear.
Oh yeah, this costume is pickle costume, underwear, sunglasses, face paint.
Can we get some sound on it?
This is so fucking hot. It really turns well with the garlic. Oh, that was a big. I'm starting to sweat out the top of my head.
Your hair just fully coming out of the wig.
I get the hiccups, and I think it's starting to happen right now. Oh. And these anchovies.
Yummy.
Here, go Harry.
Ooh, that is delicious.
Dirty bandit.
Thank you, Anthony, the delivery man.
No, no one's.
Watching any of us try and do accents.
I'm actually crying.
And I am crying of joy. I'm crying of.
And I'm crying of joy.
Sweet joy for this delicious pizza.
Oh, there's not only the jalapenos.
No, there's also on top.
There's hot sauce drizzled on top, and there's pepper cheese.
And banana pepper.
Oh right, the peppers.
And banana
We're
peppers.
gonna go with this. What a disaster!
Right. Before we fill up on, oops, I'll just give you a little bump that.
And what I love about this slice right here is that the Blessed One's toppings have spilled over.
Right.
Little almost ruined this. It's really great.
Yeah, there really are only 3 slices of pizza that have not been.
I like that my face is only like kind of keyed out. Like
Barely.
part of my
Only
face
a
is
little
very
bit.
clearly face painted, and part of it is getting green screened.
Yeah.
It's so unsettling.
Let's go with less challenging pieces of pizza.
Uh-oh, Hocus. That's a great
Wow, that
question.
is like-
Should we talk about the pay money levy raids?
Water in the desert.
Oh yeah, we could talk about
yeah.
that. We could find that
Let's
moment.
show the first one. The first
Where
one
we
Microwave
weren't
one,
ready.
right?
we weren't ready, and it was in a
I've never
cave.
had that sauce
No, that's real
before.
nice.
It's a very weird episode.
Yeah, so there's not really a specific moment that we got a big viewer jump is we got raided by this really big streamer, Pay Money Wubby. He's actually raided us twice. I don't
Yeah.
think he knows that.
Incidentally,
I
truly
think-
out of nowhere, yeah.
But he's raided us twice. He raided us with like 600 people.
Yeah, it was very, very, very strange, and we're not ready because this forum is also one that we were just so new to. We just kind of figured it out, and also Ryan, who was one of our improv team presidents.
This guy taught me how to do improv
Same
in
here.
a large way. Ryan, he was the first president that was on the improv team when I joined it in college, the improv team that we were
Yeah.
all on together.
And you can see the first wave of microwaves kind of coming in here.
Yeah, so this is in the middle of the raid. We still haven't fully realized what's happening, I think, but the chat, this was when our chat was
What do you want?
Just
Where do you want it?
covering our entire screen instead of in a neat little box on the side behind the camera.
And Super Pizza, funny, I mean, do you know that Ryan played a young Chris Messina in The Sinner recently? He literally did that on TV. And 279 people. And we were kind of panicked already in the middle of our own episode, just trying to figure stuff out.
Buddy, we're stuck in a cave.
Getting Eric Andre vibes.
It's really scary.
Oh, hello. This is the Everything Now show. And we're stuck in a cave.
We're live from That's Up Pizza.
Oh, and Mr.
Oh, yeah, we had
Ray,
this
why don't
too.
you show us how much...
you will never.
Oh, thank you. And
So
I like that most of the raids that we get rated were just like, hi, this is what we are doing. Welcome.
yeah, it's kind of hard to explain to just like 600 new people in the middle of, especially that episode, which had a ton of plot in it, like leading up to that moment, like what was going on. Oh wow, this is a true iconic character of the show.
String cheese.
String Cheese, just such a visually stunning character.
Just making sure Super Pizza. When did it happen?
Really,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, super easy on the eyes.
Please take off the follower notification. We don't know how to do that.
I'm not doing that. This gun is not working.
When does Alex pull the microwave?
Hold on, the tattoo is sort of fickle. We got a lot going on right now. There's a big football game going on. I don't know if you noticed.
I'm not on it. I knew I liked it, but I had no idea what it was like.
Game night usually.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Because once it's out, I think it like pretty much stays out.
The tattoo.
Oh, there it is. It's already out actually in this clip. It's just behind Cole.
Cat for Kyle.
Oh, that's behind Cole.
It's still there.
Chat. This guy's.
Is it there? Is it there?
Oh yeah, it's still behind him.
I think it's this guy.
We missed Derek too. Super.
Yeah, Derek was almost on the show last night, and we were gonna try our best to. Yeah, this happened. It was like how many people? 800 people, maybe 600 people.
Yeah, somewhere ballpark.
Yeah.
Pay Money Wubby's whole bit, or like his follower, not his whole bit. I don't know. I haven't watched his stream all that much. But one of his things he does when he raids or when his followers raid is they ask you to show your microwave. So the first time it happened, we were not prepared. We were just like, no, I don't know what that means. But then it happened again, serendipitously, and we were prepared. And so also ran into our kitchen and pulled the microwave out of the wall and brought it out on stage, and they were hyped for that.
They really loved it.
But even
I
with
wonder
those
how many
huge
people
raids,
actually do that.
yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. Even with these huge raids of like 600 people, though, usually we get like a bump for like a couple of days. Those people will come back, and then it kind of settles back down into our usual numbers because people don't stick around.
People don't stick around, or they follow thinking they know what the show is, and then they watch it later and realize it's something they don't like, or just something different. So yeah, but whenever we have like a bigger guest on, like the Sushi Dragon or Yellow Spoon Girl, we get to bring on a lot of their fans and viewers, and some of them stick around and become close friends, and it's very nice.
Thank you. The money.
Thank you,
Stroza Pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, this was a crazy one. We were very hyped after this.
Yeah, this was huge. We microwaved the beer.
When was this?
This was
This is during your trip.
yeah, when you
I
were
was
gone.
gonna say, was I gone for this?
You had
Yeah.
just basically joined. No, actually, you've been on for a while, Sydney. You joined with the first Jonks episode, basically.
Oh, we should watch
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this is when Sydney became a member of the show.
Jonks.
And it's Jonks, everybody.
This was inspired by Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple. I wanted to just basically be a big talking head, and there wasn't much of a premise beyond that.
Yeah, Jake was so excited about
Which
this
is fine.
concept. No idea how to promote, but I do love seeing like live events during quarantine. Yeah, we're trying to take advantage of it for sure, Sadville. That's kind of that's kind of our domain, I guess.
It's been a little frustrating, I'm not gonna lie, just because I'm very protective of the show and I know how hard we all work on it, but like because it's quarantine and people losing their live platforms and what have you because they can't go out anymore and perform, and everyone pivoting to Twitch, Instagram Live, like what have you, which it's like part of me is like, that's great. I love that there's more content that everyone can access, but like seeing tweets from famous performers and comedians being like, so how does Twitch work? Like, so should I do Twitch? It's like, I'm like, man, like there's so many good people who are already on here, and it's me kind of being a jerk because it's like, yay, more live content, but I'm also like, but we've been here.
it is the screaming into the void thing. It's very unfortunate,
Mm-hmm.
especially because like if people really like looked a little harder at what this all was and what Twitch is and everything like that, then it wouldn't be that much of an anomaly, And like I think we're just on that precipice of people really understanding what live streaming is because we need to now because you can't go outside. So,
Yeah.
relatable.
But we've been having fun figuring out. Excuse me. We've been having fun figuring out ways to do call-in streams because obviously we don't all live in that house and quarantine and trying to be safe and conscious of everything going on. But it's been fun to mess around with the video formats and the call-in formats and kind of push us out of our creative comfort zone in a way because we started planning shows a month out where we'd be like, okay, this will be a call center, this will be a jonks, this will be a whatever. But this is like, oh, now we don't have that anymore. So we have to think of a completely new format, which is fun,
Yeah.
Yes, of course I know music.
Alsup is the one who did the graphic design for Jonks 2 and put together the puppet, and it is iconic.
No, I just made that up.
There's our usual schedule that hangs on our door.
When I was making the puppet, I was trying to make it so his eyes would move, and I still don't know if it's better that they don't or not, or what would have happened. But yeah, I tried to get it so his eyes would move along with the puppet, but I think it's better that it's just his mouth that kind of makes it funnier.
I like that Jake has to individually press the button to move the mouth.
Mouth, the Nutcracker mouth, as it's called.
Yeah, there's a setting on Adobe Character Animator, which is what we use to move Jonks' mouth. There's a setting that matches your voice when you talk or tries to approximate it, but it's kind of janky and it didn't quite work, so we have it rigged with just a button. Anytime I want to move the mouth, I just spam the button.
And people agree, just mouth is better.
It's funny. It's funny to watch you do it.
Yeah, I like dead-eyed characters.
Jonks is probably my favorite character to play.
He's very fun. This episode had some fun guests too, like Neil, who was from improv in college, and
It's the most visually striking thing we have.
yeah, I think it speaks for itself mostly. Like describing the bit to guests who come on is kind of funny, but like I don't know. Everyone kind of has the image and idea of a
Very rarely are people
magical being like Jonks in their head already. I think.
Welcome, Cherry 228.
Describing any of our formats to our friends before they come over is always very fun.
Sort of out of the way.
Yeah, it's a weird pitch,
Like, hey, John.
but the people who like it, they kind of, I don't know, they get into it, and we love just kind of describing how the show works and like
I feel
the ultimate premise of the whole thing, and I don't know, it's.
Jones wants to know if there's a Jonk stream coming up, and
We've talked about
trying. We want to figure out how to do something like that remotely.
Like, is Jonk social distancing so no one's climbing the mountain anymore, so he has to call people or people call him?
Yeah, but I'd be down to bring him back. I just want to figure out a way to do it in a way that, I mean, nothing about Jonks really makes sense, but you know what I mean.
I'm friends with
Yeah.
them.
The giving
And-
up.
I know them.
You guys mentioned, but tied to Legends of the Hidden Temple, I think makes it more relatable.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that show.
It's a cultural thing from late 90s or early 90s or whatever. Is this quarantine improv?
Usually, but not tonight.
Yeah, not tonight. We're just talking about our usual Twitch improv show.
I've actually never tuned in for a stream until recently when I dropped into the middle of you guys doing political comics, and then, that must have been during Chris's marathon.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I finally tuned into a full stream when Aristotle was driving the truck, driving Truck Be a Lady Tonight.
I'm glad you liked the truck stream. That was an interesting episode.
That was
Yeah,
a
that
fun
was an
one.
adaptation of the live stream that I thought worked really well
I
for call-in stuff.
Yeah.
I looked
Super
at
Pizza's
CB
asking-
Radio Talk.
Super Pizza was asking about would you guys be able to use use a call-in person's head and put it on a graphic body, and we can maybe show them the Harry Horror.
Yeah, we did that.
We did this.
Like, trying.
And it worked
That's
pretty
super
well.
fun.
Good luck.
Also, ZYXVU, we've done debate episodes.
Yes, we have done a couple of presidential debate episodes. We can pull up one of those too. We haven't done explicitly Biden versus Trump, but there have been some. I do a pretty mean Bernie Sanders if I do, and his brother, his twin brother, who is a libertarian, Barney Sanders.
Let's just go to the bathroom. This is the best one.
Show the different ones.
We'll zoom around.
We'll jump around. So this format was a collaboration we did with Harry Horror, who shouts out Harry Horror. I don't know if we have anybody in the chat who can do it, but
Harry Horror.
Harry Horror is a really cool streamer who does like a true crime and mystery and like paranormal Harry Horror.
Here it is.
We'll
Correct.
shout him out. But he does a really cool, like, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's almost like a visual talk show, podcast, documentary. He does a ton of research. He really knows his shit, and then he makes these like really interesting shows about certain topics. But he is a friend of the show, and we had him come on a collaboration where we did a murder mystery. So he played different characters in scenes and we had to figure out who the murderer was between. What was the crime? I don't even remember.
Someone killed Teddy.
Oh right, someone killed Teddy.
The episode's called "Who Killed Teddy."
Oh God, is this my musical?
I mean, we could watch that, but
Put the chat back in front of the actors. We've earned it. How do you guys get into improv? We all went to college together, and there was an improv team at the college that we all joined. So we all were performing together, doing live improv shows for a few years together then, and when we graduated, we all just kept doing comedy stuff together.
Is this the part where you're speaking with the great part where all of you guys tell me I'm perfect? So I'll
cut to that right here.
The funny conceit about this episode is that we play ourselves essentially. I think this is one of the first times that we play like a version of ourselves, and each of the flashbacks are from our point of view. So like Sydney's is a point of view of a musical. I'm always on my phone.
Inside of my brain
That's a bit. But then
oh wait, and I was like, and now the boys dance. And if you suck at improv, do people care? It seems like an intimidating endeavor. We don't. I can't relate.
it can be really bad.
Some bad improv out there for sure.
I would say the vast majority of improv is bad. So, and most of the time when you're performing improv in real life and not on Twitch, you're doing it for other improvisers who are just waiting to also perform improv. So there's really a sense of community and solidarity and everybody sucking together. So if you are even thinking about doing it, take a shot. It's really like everybody sucks, so you'll be in good company if you suck, and maybe you'll be good.
Yeah.
And also, you can get good even if you start out sucking. So it's super fun. It's like a great way to meet people and just like goof around and play pretend.
This is a crazy episode. Can anyone explain why Chris owns a trumpet? Yeah, that's our fault.
Sorry.
Spanx had a trumpet at our old house, and eventually Chris played it on the Danny Wiley Show episode, and he was like, I actually think I might want to learn this, and we gave it to him, and so now he practices sometimes and is trying to get better at it. So sorry for encouraging him.
And you, Hocus, want some improv tips. And depending on how serious you are about wanting to learn improv, the very most basic improv advice that everybody gets is yes and, which just means that always agree with whatever is happening. Don't shoot down other people's ideas and try to add new ideas. But if you're really serious about learning improv, you should buy the book, the UCB improv comedy manual. It's on Amazon. I think it's like $20, and we all pretty much in one way or another learned like a variation of the improv that's taught in that book, and it will break down all the strategies of improv into like really easy to understand methodology that you can practice with other people.
Yeah, great reference.
Summary is like you just try to find a pattern within like a scene. So if like someone brings up something that's interesting, like someone said that I'm always on my phone. That was a character trait in this episode, that I'm always on my phone. So then instead of being like, no, I'm not always on my phone, I started being on my phone in every scene of this. And you kind of just like find a pattern. Okay, I'm always on my phone. How can we make that happen more? And then you do it more and more. And then heightening is like, well, what does Alex think that everybody else is doing if they think he's on his phone? It's like, okay, in my memory, everyone else is on their phones and I'm actually not on my phone at all. And that's like another way to heighten and like make the pattern different. But yeah, it's basically just like a pattern. Find the pattern is like the most basic thing to look for when you're trying to like find a funny thing in a scene. And run with it.
Yeah, and then always perform pre-written material. That's the best improv advice.
Yeah, right. Really good.
Never
scripts.
improvise.
Don't imprise.
Yes.
Say your stand-up.
Super Pizza has the title correct. So you hocus, you ho hocus. That is the name of the book, Upright Citizens Brigade Comedy Improvisation Manual. And yes, Sadville, it is. You can save a lot of money if you just buy the book.
Yep, you really can.
But yeah, Alsip is right. The biggest thing is finding a pattern and just listening, paying attention to what other people are saying, and trying to listen for those unusual things that he was talking about for that pattern. Because a lot of the time, beginners, I think a big problem that I see is people are so focused on trying to think of a funny thing to say that they shut off their ears and stop listening to what's happening around them. And so during that time when you're thinking of what you want to say next, other information is happening and you're 2, 3, 4 minutes behind whatever's going on. So that's a big thing I think a lot of beginners can work on, is just like trying to be present in the scene and actually react to what's happening. Improv first, comedy second. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, exactly. That breeds the funniest stuff anyway.
I fell victim and I paid for all the UCB classes in a very dark time in my life. And I remember having a teacher be like, well, you're funny with your friends because you're not worried about what's happening, and because you're reacting honestly, and you're having a real conversation with a person. So the more that you can make a scene feel like it's just a conversation with your friend, like that's going to help it feel natural, and the funny will come naturally because you're just like hanging with your friend. When it gets so awkward is when like it's the very intentional people who are like, I don't think that that's a banana in your hand. I think that this is a clown collar. And you're just like, stop. Like, you're trying so hard and I can feel it seeping out of every pore on your body.
That's not a fish, that's a gun. That kind of like really bad improv bullshit.
This scene looks hilarious, says Jones. Yeah, real quick, just to catch people up to what the visual is in the background. This episode was Julie and Sydney playing two dads on a fishing trip. So this was one of our. Wait, say that again. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I borrowed a shirt from my dad's closet. I'm wearing a dude shirt from Big Lebowski.
And that's my Cummins 1919 shirt that Julie's wearing. But this episode, I think, was one of our first where we experimented with perspective.
Yeah.
Where I think also had the idea to put the boat like way out in the middle of the lake. So for that wide shot, we zoom out and we just see Sydney and Julie as these tiny little guys out in this boat, which I just love that. That really inspired me to do other interesting visual stuff with the show.
Yeah.
I really loved the format.
Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, we really should. And the B game was...
Oh, yeah, and then there was a whole separate B plot to this episode where I was a dancing scuba diver and also was a PNG puppet fish.
Well, the eyes worked. The eyes are working.
Yeah, I got the eyes to work.
Jake, I remember you dumping water on yourself before going out on stage each time.
I do really love to be wet. I think that's a very funny visual thing when somebody... I think I get that from Connor O'Malley. Connor O'Malley is a big inspiration for me. If you don't know Connor O'Malley, you have to look up Connor O'Malley on YouTube or Twitter. He's doing great stuff, but he is wet in so many of his videos, and so that really resonated with me, and I think I kind of ripped that off from him.
Yeah. Okay.
Where do you guys get your ideas from? And I think at least Yeah, our brains. I think at least most of the ideas come from the limitations of Twitch and doing improv on this platform. It's like, okay, how do we do this? Like, what's a way where we can bring in a lot of characters into this, and that kind of spawns an idea like a job interview. It's like, okay, let's interview a bunch of people or like something like that. It's like kind of, the limitations of what you can do within the forum kind of help spawn the ideas for formats and stuff like that.
Also, Sadville, Joe Pera is amazing, and
Joe Pera.
that show is one of the best TV shows ever made. I agree.
Have you seen All Gas No Breaks? Yeah, it's amazing.
Someone asked, is there something really thought would work, but looking back was not good? That's a great question.
Wait, what was the question?
It's up here. It's is there something you really thought would work, but looking back, it was not that good?
I'm trying to think of stuff. I mean, I definitely have felt that after shows, being like, we took a big swing there and it didn't quite pay off, or it wasn't quite. Oh, actually, I have one that was kind of like my idea and didn't quite work. Was a dating thing with Oleg, where it was.
That wasn't all your fault though. We had the internet dropped out in the middle of it.
That's true. Oh, and the auction one where it got cut off in the middle too. We've had some technical disasters where it was like the show may have worked, but we had tech issues for one reason or another that like screwed up our timing. But yeah, I didn't feel like the Oleg episode worked really well because usually those types of formats, the host character who's on screen the whole time and kind of like hosting the episode is a very, like Aristotle or Mr. Grayson is grounded and realistic and kind of just like a straight man who can respond to wacky characters who cycle through. And Oleg is already an insane. For those of you who don't know Oleg, he's like a weird monster character with a hole in his head, and he's like already such a ridiculous high concept guy that it was like having two wacky people in a room instead of a one wacky person and one sort of normal person to act as a foil. And this is that episode. And also the restaurant was underwater. Which
it was a Cheesecake Factory underwater. Which I mean, listen.
We took a lot of big swings.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tried writing a dialogue tree for an episode once. That
was a really cool. That was a huge swing. That was a cool idea.
It was a smaller audience turnout, but it was still really fun to try. And we tried it again. Sydney wrote one for a later episode, and I thought that was really fun too. This one was also almost entirely with puppets that I was pretty.
Oh, I forgot about the puppets.
Pretty excited about. That's also Ryan as the main puppet. But yeah, I wrote like so many dialogue.
Where did you guys get these puppets?
It's Ryan's.
Yeah, Ryan is secretly like a puppeteer.
Yeah, literally. Who the fuck knew? Yeah.
Well, I knew Safi was, but not Sakti. I wish it was Sakti.
Yeah, Safi played two of the sock puppets here, and like one of the bits was like, I tried a lot of video game things where it was like, all right, audience, tell us when there's someone behind him and he can stop doing what he's doing, or like, do you remember which person gets this food? And it was just a lot of like interactive stuff that was too maybe conceptual, like to get off like on the spot, but it was a fun effort. And
for me, a swing and a miss, I think, was the campfire story episode. Like, I think we had a really strong concept up front, and then it kind of fell apart because we as performers kind of forgot what we were supposed to do almost. Because it was supposed to be like telling scary stories from your childhood, and then people were supposed to act them out as they were happening. And I remember it feeling like awkward and like it dragged.
I love this episode, but I agree with you that it did end up being completely or very different from what we, even like moments before the show, what we talked about it being. And then it just kind of, which kind of happens in a lot of these episodes to varying degrees because of the nature of it being interactive and improvised. Like, it's never going to be exactly what you think it is, but I feel what you're saying, Sydney, where the sort of tone and vibe of the flashbacks was not really what we planned it to be.
Yeah, and also...
I love that concept, though.
For sure. There's a lot to love in this
Visually stunning.
Yeah, visually really a cool episode.
So many great... I love This background
I do love
for the
that
campfire is like it's an animated fire, like it's like hand drawn. Yeah,
Yeah.
Plus
Yes,
the Blair
that's
Witch
right.
background, just the starkness of it is so cool. I think it looks great.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
And the premise was that I was a mom taking my daughters on a camping trip, and we were telling scary stories around the fire. And how it was supposed to work was one person would be off with a microphone narrating what was happening, and then the three remaining performers would act out whatever the person was saying. And it it devolved with Alex in that wig and Kelly, and I can't remember your friend's name who had the Freddie Mercury get up on. She fucking
That's
cracked me up.
Alexandria Ortiz.
She was killing me that whole episode.
She was really great.
Later on in this
And then
episode,
Kelly turned inside out.
yeah, I was just about to say we gotta go to the part where Kelly gets turned inside out. Oh, this costume has actually been used
More than
a
the green
lot,
screen
yeah, a
scene.
good amount of times on this show, and it's one of those like skinless
Can we watch
Morphin.
Muscle Man?
Wow,
That's
yeah.
Sydney's first
We
episode.
were just on that episode earlier. Funny. enough.
Yeah, we watched
Oh, you were?
Helvetica, but we didn't watch Muscle Man.
I was tempted to just talk through what happens in the episode, but I felt like it would be too much.
That
But
episode's epic.
pretty great.
Shooting out of that cannon and into my mom's heart.
And hold on.
And us doing a montage of cocaine.
Yeah, that
I
was.
skateboarded in that
You
episode.
do on a cell phone
Oh
camera.
fuck, that's
Rocky
right.
plays the drums.
I do a drum solo with cocaine covering my face.
Yeah, we cover a lot of ground in that episode.
Oh, and let's zoom out,
and here
please.
comes
And
and
it's-
the big reveal.
with the feet cut off.
Yeah, feet being magically cut off by the green screen frame.
Yeah.
Just a 10 out of 10 visual.
I was at work when this episode was going on, and I had to go shopping for work, and I was watching this on my phone, and I was just speechless. You could see her hair sticking out of the beanie.
Yeah.
Kelly made me laugh so hard.
Kelly's great. She ended up being the first female president of the improv team that we were all a part of.
Queen, we stand Kelly.
We stand her. She's the best.
Yeah, brother
I
and
was
sister
engineering.
on-
Yeah.
Wow, Sydney, you look so over it now. Now I'm seeing what you were describing.
I mean, you do a lot of emotional
long ad.
improv, and it knocks you the fuck out. It's really, it's hard. Alex, you look
I
great.
also just couldn't stop laughing every time I saw Kelly because the eye holes kept moving off of her eye holes.
So overall, good camping trip.
Yeah, overall, really successful trip to the woods for that episode. What are some other episodes that stick out? If there are episodes that you remember or moments that you
Let us
that you
know.
want to revisit or have questions about too, please let us know. We can jump to those, but we're just kind of popping
One
around
of
here.
my favorite green screen bits still, with putting the green screen over the stool and then having Sydney just.
Fly.
Okay, yeah.
I really hope that's my in memoriam photo is the screen grabs from Everything Now. It's with me as Helvetica. Please put that in my
Oh
will.
my gosh.
100%. This is a half pipe that Alex built in our backyard.
I miss
For this
that.
purpose?
I kind of helped a little bit, but not too much.
I used to skate it after work.
Yeah. What a
Oh,
God, memories.
doing art while doing this. I forgot.
Yes.
Backyard also. That thing extends for so long after that.
Yeah, it looks like your backyard just goes on forever.
Into the void, yeah, and that massive tree. God, I miss this house.
So scary.
Yeah, this episode was crazy.
Yeah, and then I have a drum solo.
Also, it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to hear, but the bit here is that Allsup is skateboarding and he's also drawing suggestions from the chat.
Yeah, I think we have
Wow,
drawings.
Oh God.
Here's
gosh.
Rocky drumming
Oh,
on cocaine
God.
or what we call stunt dust.
Yeah, stunt dust.
Stunt dust. Good Lord.
Yeah, this episode really had everything.
Yeah, we were very. I remember too. This was so down to the wire for us getting the show set up. Like we were technically late with going live on this one, and the start of it's hilarious because it's Alex just like face in the cameras going, here, we're live, we're here, we did it, we're here.
There's Teddy.
There's Teddy.
That's the screen. I used the screen grab to make the emote right there.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Yeah, there's
Fun
a little
fact.
Easter egg. Everything now Easter egg. That is the notification emote for when you follow,
And
or for the
Spanx.
emote.
Good Lord, Spanx. Yeah. I get some additional looks at the chat. Good old friend Chris. Peter. Yeah, what else do we got? We have so many episodes.
Did you all
We
go
got
to
some
school
from
for
pizza.
media and film production?
Yes.
Not Sydney.
Oh yeah.
She's the
I went to school
black
to
sheep.
be a physical therapist.
You were a friend of the school, and you were in multiple projects and short films and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and I was on the improv team, but I was one of the few Dodge College kid. I was one of the few non-film majors on the team.
Yeah.
I did accounting for 2 years.
Oh yeah.
And transferred to the film school.
Yeah.
I also didn't start in the film school. I started as a corporate and strategic communications major, which I never figured out what that was.
Classic. I think if I'd started at Chapman, I probably would have ended up switching in or trying to get into like the film and TV writing, because I'm realizing now as I try and write for film and TV how useful some of that knowledge would be.
You know, it's funny in these days when I look back and think like, did I learn anything actually valuable from these fucking classes? Or were these people all just like once credited writers in the 80s and 90s and got jobs as adjunct professors telling you like, yeah, when I was on this set one time, I did this thing or this thing. What is your question again? And then everyone made the shittiest short films and scripts and.
All the TV classes that I took were like, here's how the industry worked 10 years ago when I worked in it before Twitch or streaming or any of that other stuff existed. And I'm sure it's still the same. So here I'm going to just teach you all the same lessons and good luck out there. But I
learned
did
about
meet
bones.
And Sydney was learning about bones.
And bones are good, and I wish I had more bones, honestly. Single rider's great.
But I met all these guys, and I got
Totally.
the improv team, and that actually made it pretty much completely worth it.
Oh, Hocus is completely
Yeah,
right.
improv.
Yeah, that's
Improv Inc. was the saving grace for me in college.
yeah, that was the big family link, honestly, for me during college too. I was a transfer. I didn't know anybody really. Although I did go to elementary school with a founding member of the team, so that was kind of he would tell me like, you should try Improv Inc. I'm like, I hope I can. I'm so scared. And I saw an Improv Inc. show, and everyone was so funny and sounding like Will Ferrell, and it was great.
That's great. I remember I went to the audition, and the next day I saw Ellery on campus, and I didn't know that as team members you had to audition every time. So I went up to her and I was like, you were so funny. You of all people like deserve to be on the team. You're so great. You made me laugh. And she like looked at me and she was like kind of flattered, and then she was like, oh yeah, I'm already on the team. You have to audition every time, but it's nice to meet you. It was like, oh good, cool.
Speaking of,
Yeah, here's Ellery and Pete. Gotta show Alex's Bart Simpson. Why did I go away from that episode? Yeah. This was a fun episode. We should do it again. Pete and Ellery don't do as much performing or comedy these days.
Howard, yes.
Which is such a shame.
Yeah, I know. They're so
These characters made a huge impression.
So funny. Yeah, because Howard goes crazy in this part here.
All improv Inc.
Yeah, everyone here, Improv Inc.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guests on the show now that are not, but for a long stretch of time, like I'd say 80% of our guests were people who were on our college improv team in one form or another. We just plucked them up.
Either before or during or after our time.
And
Hocus.
how hard was it?
I had
to
auditioned 3 times.
And then Alex became president, so.
Yeah, I had to audition twice.
And Jake became president.
It's pretty difficult.
And I did not get
It
to
was
run for
very-
anything because I was on vacation.
Very competitive.
But I would have run for treasurer.
It made me nervous every audition that I was not going to make it. Julie and I would go into every audition and we'd be like, well, it was really nice being on the team because we're not going to make it again.
Yeah, this is the one. They're going to finally cut me because they realize that I'm useless.
Yeah. Hundreds of people would be auditioning.
Yeah, no, it's very stressful. But it was also a good group of people, and we made a lot of good friends that we're still obviously friends with to this day.
We
How
were
many people
like
travel each
the...
time? Hundreds.
Yeah.
100. About 100 people.
Ballpark.
Ballpark 120.
We went to a school that was not big on athletics, so being part of a thing on campus that was actually one of the more popular things was wild. Like we would have 200 people in a school auditorium, like in a lecture hall. What was the number? Like just it was tiered seating, so we'd be at the very bottom and you'd just look up and it would just be people, and it was wild and fun. And never in my life or our lives ever again are we probably going to have an audience that large laughing at what you say. It was a very powerful feeling.
Yeah, and that, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, and also that's supportive. I mean, like, because the team had the clout there, you know. It's you go into LA and all of us are like trying to start doing UCB and all that stuff, and all the theaters in LA are very small and very quiet, and often the audiences are not there to love you really, and it's just it was a big wake up call. So that's why we're trying to just make each other laugh.
I think the saddest thing.
Oh no, go ahead, Sydney.
No, the saddest thing I ever heard from an Improv Inc. alumni was Heston came back, I think, for a show, alumni show, and it was his first year after graduating, and he like looked at me and he was like, "Remember how this feels? Because it'll never feel like this ever again." And I was like, "Oh no!"
Boy, howdy, was he correct?
I was like, "Oh my god!" And then he was right.
Yeah.
So to just real quick jump in with some context for what's happening on the screen.
Nope.
This was from the single rider episode, which was kind of like a variation on the Lyft streams where where Julie plays Ollie, who's like a Disney enthusiast, riding a roller coaster over and over again, and different people get on the roller coaster. But there was a donation goal during the episode that was, if we hit $15, we would go to Star Wars Land at Disneyland and meet Darth Vader. And this was like right around the time that the Disney-Fox merger had happened, so
topical.
So we thought it would be funny to have Bart Simpson be the sidekick.
I believe he was kidnapped and drugged from Universal Studios, right? In lore, Alex, is that correct?
Yeah, I think so.
That's Bart.
Yeah, that's Bart Simpson.
You can't tell that's Bart. He's saying "Ay caramba" and all his classic catchphrases.
And he's got the big eyes.
And he's got his big cartoon eyes.
Head to toe, that's a Bart.
Darth
We
Vader
really
is
don't mess with
probably-
face paint enough anymore.
Oh, I did too many face paint characters where I was like, I can never do this again. It's such a pain in the ass to wash it off after.
I fucking did Joker within the last month, and I'm very proud.
Rocky did whiteface for the Easter Bunny.
I've done whiteface several times.
I don't think I've ever done face paint. I love the fake blood and I love the eye patch, and that's about as face painty as it gets.
Oh,
I
these
think I eat my
shorts.
shorts.
Yeah, I think you were eating your shorts eventually.
Darth Vader is maybe my second favorite character to play after Jonks, and they're extremely similar.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot of overlap in those characters.
Oh, Hocus, that was Kelly, the female president of everything.
Scott
Inc.
Mike!
Improv Inc. Friend of the show. Very, very, very funny. Very
Infamous
kind.
murderer.
She's so funny.
Yeah, we love Kelly so much.
Yeah, she went on to become the president, the first female president of our college improv team.
Because it's college and it's improv and it's the 2000s and it takes a while.
Scott Mike.
Yeah, Scott Mike. A character, I was telling Jake this. I really wish Scott Mike never spoke. He really is just a purely visual character for me. He's just kind of super, super hyped. But
That being said, I do love the voice that you gave him.
yeah, this weird high-pitched southern twang is. Yeah, hello, it's Scott Mike. Yeah, really weird. Was a reporter out on the street and she was like a country chick or something? I've seen her once. Oh, was she in a Big Event episode?
We haven't watched any big
Let's
event.
watch
Let's
Big
pull up
Event.
some big event.
Yeah.
Super Pizza, but he needs to explain that he murders.
But he needs to explain that he murdered.
Yeah.
Exactly. Otherwise,
That's a good point.
which is a good one, I guess. Any of them, honestly. We should do
The Justin Timberlake one.
Yes, someone pulled that earlier.
Yeah, that
actually.
one is gold.
So that was
Your Justin Timberlake, Alex, is inspired.
The most successful celebrity impressions on this show are just under the gun. You have to do a celebrity impression right now. What are you gonna do? I've never done a Justin
That's-
Timberlake in my life.
So
I'd never done a Vincent Price, and now I only want to be Vincent Price when we stream.
absolutely. Bart really breaks the physics of the coaster. Yeah, the physics of that thing were broken. As you can see, the background was also a Planet Coaster rip that we played.
Yeah,
in
we
reverse.
pulled off YouTube and played in reverse.
Oh, is this when Jill's waking up?
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
so.
Jill having a real existential crisis here.
I love
What is
her.
that?
That sound, I
noise?
don't know. Are you guys hearing that like weird grinding sound?
You guys hitting a
That's
Rolodex?
probably on my end.
Okay.
And there's Justin.
And there's JT in the flesh. The facial hair looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks shockingly good.
It looks real. Big get. I know, huge.
Yeah, huge get.
JT, so funny at SNL. Very funny. at
Your
ENS.
hand, Alex, is the one that's just.
Tips for being a good JT: smile a lot and say things about trolls.
Sexy back.
Yeah, it happened. It's there, bro.
He brought it. He brought it fully back.
Yeah.
It was there.
This is one of my favorite formats. I really
Yeah, it's
love.
really
I
good.
really love the big event.
Trolls
I
World
think.
Tour out now.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Oh yeah, Joe Britt. Yeah, this is a real win of a forum that I'm so glad that we do frequently. We've kind of been trying to pare down the 5 to 8 formats that we do over and over again because they just work and you can really throw anything you want into them. And this one was for sure one of them. And the other one that Sydney hosts is Call Center. I really want to do.
Yeah,
a Call
another
Center.
great format.
It requires a lot of prep for tech because you have to do the backgrounds and everything, but it is so worth
Split
it.
screen.
Yeah. Honestly, we should.
I love Cat.
I'll pull that up next. Also, Thick John Wick's in this one, and I love
Oh yeah, wait. Think
Oh,
John
Thick
John
Wick.
Wick is great.
Thick John Wick.
Is this the one where I'm Dr. Bitch?
I may be, yeah. Yes, it is,
Yeah, that is with Girl with Yellow Spoon.
My hair's doing a weird thing here. First of all, Bella, shockingly amazing improviser.
Yeah, natural
Shocking is-
improviser.
That feels condescending, but you just don't know, she had the skills of a pro improviser kind of. You just kind of knew when to agree and to just go with anything and give it the most confidence. It was just shocking to us that we had so much fun and were able to be so loose. And she would
Yeah,
jump
and
in
her
think-
coming in and her saying she was so nervous because she's never done real improv, and the whole time I was like, no, you're better than 3/4 of the people who know how to do improv. She's just so naturally funny. I freaking love her so much. She just absolutely cracks me up.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bella's great.
She's Girl with Yellow Spoon on Twitch.
Yes.
Also, if you don't know or follow her,
Someone
you should check
shout
her out.
out.
Yeah, hosts a show on SideQuest. She's great.
She's great.
But yeah, this was. Wow, what an entrance! Holy shit! This was a.
iPad,
How
I'm
did we
telling
get
you.
to here? Wait, it wasn't a subscriber goal, right?
No, it was a
Or
it was
donation
It was
goal.
a sound goal. It was we
Oh, it
interrupt
was a
this
sound
with
alert.
a commercial break. Yeah, one of the sound alert games that you can play is call in a commercial for anything you want to, and then we have to figure that out on the spot, get a background, get some music, and just riff. So ridiculous that we did a whole episode based on that premise. It was chaos.
Was that the one with Shrimp Boys?
Who I love so much.
Shrimp Boys. Next level.
Yeah. And I'm wearing these insane plaid shorts.
Yeah, this is such a look.
Rocky, your mustache is coming in great.
Hey, thank you. I'm just really trying to see what happens if I don't touch it. And it's doing wonders. Is this the intro of Truth Pit? Yeah, this is with Judd Knight.
Wow, yeah, I forgot.
Was this the first Truth
lot of
Pit?
introductions here.
This is a solid episode.
Or was that? Because there was one where I started it being I'm not gonna let Judd Knife get to me. Oh no, this is Judd. This is the first Judd.
Next big event that you mentioned that in. Oh yeah, the fight scenes and the Thick John Wick stuff is so fun because it's just the worst physical fighting and then everyone dies. Rocky, can you see without glasses? Absolutely not. No, I can see it fine. It's like everything's just kind of blurry, but you know. I imagine I'm like Chucky Finster, where you take off the glasses and it's just 2 dots. Or like
Oh my
Millhouse, like Millhouse.
We need a truthpit.jazz t-shirt.
I'm so scared to play Judge Knife every time, just because I need to like grab as much information of this kind of thought process, of like the alt-right.
It's a dark place to go.
It is, and I'm
Yeah.
just so scared to play him because like he's just a psycho. He's a bad man. And that's a topical reference.
Chris Politics stream.
Chris Politics stream? Yeah, Chris certainly had fun with that one. I think he did a pretty good job being Hassan. So I mean,
Yeah.
No
He went
super
Hassan
pizza.
I got LASIK. I kept talking and moving during the procedure. My eye applied. Yikes!
Ooh, that sounds
I hate that.
horrible. I don't want to even think about
No! Don't tell
I
us
don't
that.
I'm uncomfy.
It's the end of the stream. Oh, well, we gotta talk about Hotel.
Tell us.
Yeah, this was another one where if you want to talk about
Bold
like a
experiment.
really big swing that maybe didn't 100% pay off, but like,
But we can return to.
Was
Yeah.
fun.
and again,
Oleg.
it's one where Oleg is hosting, coincidentally.
Interesting how that.
John Wick playing on TV.
Yeah, I was really proud of that touch, is to have another episode of Everything Now playing on a TV in the Everything Now universe.
And there's an Oleg in the chat. There are Olegs.
Yes, throw your Olegs up.
Hello, the Trackpad God. We're just talking about our show. So if you have any questions about the show, hit us
Yes,
up.
let us know.
Chris's politics stream is kind of a black hole. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's just kind of what he does when he's here. So like,
I think you would feel okay with that description.
yeah, you might as well get everyone in. Yeah, Super Pizza was in an episode. Recently.
That's true.
Yeah.
Killed it. Reverse psychic.
We-
Yes, the reverse psychic.
That bit drove Chris and I crazy. It was so good. It was so good.
I know, because it's like sometimes people just say things and you're mad you didn't think of it first, and that was really one of those moments for me where I was like, reverse psychic is very, very good.
So wild, and to play it out was so funny. I almost want to talk about the marathon a little bit.
Oh yeah, the marathon.
Yeah. But this is great because this episode form is basically we present 8 locations and we have plots kind of in all of them, and the audience chooses where to go, and we kind of have to like thread all these character, beats, I guess, and threads together by the end.
Do you guys each have a TV show that built your taste in comedy?
Wow.
Who wants to take that one first?
Also, they don't know me. I just walked in here, the trackpad god.
Yeah, we just met this girl. Don't ruin this for us.
Yeah, please.
Don't ruin this. Don't tell her that we don't know girls.
She
dude.
said she liked comedy,
Please,
and we're
please,
like, oh,
please.
okay.
Wow.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Whoa, that's interesting. I don't think I've
Yeah.
ever heard you say that before.
The rhythms of the dialogue in that show are aggressively.
I really like that take. I had
Yeah.
not even thought about that, but I've probably been influenced a little bit by Aqua Teen too.
It's very not. It's like awkward, but it's also like conversational. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of improv, kind of just kind of like going back and forth. By that same token, Home Movies is also very big for me. Another improv show from Adult Swim. So mostly a lot of Adult Swim. That's my TV answer basically.
Yeah.
That shaped my sense of humor. I remember when I was a kid, someone gave me a Whose Line Is It Anyway, like DVD best of, and because they knew I liked comedy and SNL and stuff, and it was like some parent in my neighborhood. And so I watched Whose Line Is It Anyway, and Wayne Brady very quickly became my god. But that didn't necessarily shape like I guess it kind of shaped my sense of humor, but it definitely gave me like a big sense of, whoa, people can do this for a job. That was my first inkling of that. But very recently, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up on anything, but there's this show on Adult Swim right now called Three Busy Deborahs.
Sorry, what's happening right What's going on right now?
Bella, your ears must be burning.
We were just talking about your
We were
appearance.
talking about you. We were just talking about you behind your back.
Wow. Well, hey.
Hey.
Oh, Teddy's gonna be covering Sydney the whole time.
Let's pull up our clip.
Yeah.
Get some
Talking shit, hell yeah. We were just talking, we're doing a retrospective
roasting
of
you.
all of our shows. Yeah, we were roasting your performance here. No, we were talking about how much you crushed it on this episode, obviously. And yeah, Sydney's fully covered by Teddy's now.
No. Oh no.
Love it.
Here, I'll move.
Not mad. He was the handsome member.
No, that doesn't mean like.
Oh no.
There's only been one, I think.
We're just looking back on some old episodes and talking with everyone, and I have a really bad echo. But welcome everyone. We're looking at some old episodes. We've been going through the history of the show. We've been going through some lore. If you don't know, we are the Everything Now show. We are an interactive comedy show on Twitch. Our normal show is every Sunday and Wednesday. And today we're just kind of kicking it, but you can see a wonderful episode with Bella up behind us.
Thank you very much.
It's called The Big Event, and that is a character, Jill Brado, who is our on-the-street reporter interviewing people about the big event, and that's Bella playing just a creature.
Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for all the follows, new friends.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're just chilling right now. Sydney, were you about to say one of the TV shows that influenced you?
Oh,
Yeah,
influencing and that matches my weird brand very well. Three Busy Deborahs on Adult Swim right now is just.
I haven't seen that, but it looks so good.
Hell yeah.
It's fucking dark. It's weird. It's making fun of suburban life, which I grew up in Orange County, so seeing it play out on TV in such a satirical way is just like, it's everything I've ever wanted to write. It's everything I've ever wanted to write for Three Busy Deborahs. It's just absolutely fucking brilliant. Please go watch it. The first episode's free on Adult Swim.
Yeah, those girls are amazing. That show is absolutely insane, and they're all very, very funny.
Also, what are your TV influences?
I'd say my top three are my favorite cartoon is probably The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Was huge for shaping my sense of humor, and then I had Best of Will Ferrell SNL on DVD that I watched nonstop. And then the first big sketch show that I got into huge was Whitest Kids You Know, which I really love them.
I watch more YouTube videos than anything. I wasn't a big TV watcher, but I loved Good Neighbor stuff, and I remember the guy who made the shoes video. I would watch the things that he put out religiously. Derek Comedy, everything, just all of it.
Yeah, our upbringing was pretty well timed with basically the YouTube sketch comedy bubble.
That's true, yeah.
Like the early beginnings, yeah. So we're lucky with that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Thank
all the
you,
follows,
Afterglow.
friends.
Yeah, thank you all the new people.
Yeah, thanks for hanging. Did you say your shows?
For me, I love Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I love cartoons are a big part of forming my sense of humor. SpongeBob, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. And then like Sydney said, I watched a lot of sketch and YouTube comedy growing up. There's a sketch group of two guys that don't make videos anymore, and I'm not really sure what happened to them, but they were called Magic Hugs.
Yeah, you're big.
And they make great stuff. They really
paper towels?
Huh?
Did they make paper towels?
Yeah, they did paper towels.
Yeah.
They did cheese machine. They did yes, paper towels. Yes, yeah. They did some amazing stuff. So I remember the high school going into college, and then Good Neighbor. Before the Good Neighbor guys, some people don't even know that Kyle and Beck from SNL. Kyle and Beck from SNL used to make YouTube videos with this guy Nick Rutherford under the name Good Neighbor Stuff, and all their stuff is still on YouTube. But they made amazing sketches. Like, obviously they got on SNL because of it, and then, you know, SNL did what SNL does to every performer who goes on SNL. But their YouTube stuff is amazing. Definitely check it out if you haven't.
I
Has
don't know if
anyone
I've told you
heard?
guys,
Oh, go ahead.
but what?
Go ahead.
Sorry. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but in my high school we did spirit assemblies twice a year, and they had a theme. And so like we'd like it'd be like SNL or whatever, and so we'd like remake SNL sketches. But we somehow got our ASB teacher to approve Good Neighbor as the theme, and we remade all of the Good Neighbor sketches, and like they played to my school of like 3,000 people. So, and then we got Kyle Mooney and Beck Bennett to come, and Kyle did stand up, and we loved it. But he's like so weird, and it was like a white Orange County high school. So they were like they like had no idea what was going on, but we were losing our fucking minds.
It's amazing that you were able to get that done.
That is insane. And Trackback God, that's a great deep cut Good Neighbor ref, and this is the language.
I don't know if anyone in the chat is familiar with Balloon Shop, but that was like a huge YouTube sketch channel that I loved. It was, I think, 3 guys, but Balloon Shop had a bunch of great sketches, kind of similar to Good Neighbor.
Also, Stella and David Wayne, just Wet Hot American Summer, I guess, is the biggest one that everyone knows them from. But that was my high school education, basically, the state. You guys heard of We Need Girlfriends?
Mind and Mencia.
Mind and Mencia, which took Stella off the air, which is fucking frustrating.
I actually, shamefully, really liked Mind and Mencia.
Who did? Who didn't?
That's like the one
Who
thing
didn't?
I bought on iTunes when that was like, I had like a season of Mind and Mencia is like the only thing I ever bought on iTunes. I don't know why.
The Trackpad God. I went to Modern Day, and Sydney went to. Where'd you go, Sydney?
Dox yourself.
Dox.
Yeah, I guess I'm just doxing myself.
Dox.
Dox. Mad TV. I watched a lot of Mad TV too.
Well, I got into Mad TV before SNL, honestly.
Oh, also
I did too.
Amanda Show, and all that.
Yes.
Those were very like in terms of things that showed me as a child that you could just do comedy and stuff professionally. Like to have a show that was literally kids like your age or a little bit older than you, basically doing their own version of SNL. Like that was even if the sketches weren't. And I did like a lot of them, but like it was just cool to see kids doing real sketch comedy like the grown-ups did.
You know one of the head writers of that was for a while?
Who?
Neil Brennan.
Wow, I can see that.
Neil Brennan wrote for all that for a while, yeah.
Amanda Show still makes me
Yeah.
I think like there's so many good characters. I think that like it's the right amount of wackiness for like kids, because it's like, yeah, you can be like, court dismissed, bring in the dancing lobsters, and it's like gonna fucking make me lose my fucking mind. But that's so funny. I forgot about those shows.
Yeah, Dancing Lobsters is kind of Monty Python-esque in its insanity. I'd say it's not too far from the realm of like, you know, genuinely great comedy for all ages.
Yeah.
Moody's Point is worth a rewatch. It's real. It holds up.
Oh, fucking good. And Costa Mesa.
It holds up.
And then just a classic slapstick, the knock knock joke hillbillies, where she's like, I'm gonna hit your head with fish, and like just giant fish.
I made a Totally Kyle reference earlier today.
Totally Kyle.
This one time. That's so good. I forgot about those.
Yeah. Oh, comedy.
Could never get into all that. Never found that show funny.
Hey, if you don't find
fair.
Kenan Thompson in a bathtub saying very bad French in very bad French accent, then
I don't know what to tell you,
this
man.
is fair. This is just where we draw the line, unfortunately.
It's not for everyone.
Yeah. Any other episodes you guys want to talk about? I'll show a little bit of the marathon just because there's some great guests in it.
Show the Milanakis.
Oh yeah, that was a big
I
moment.
want to show Demi a little bit. Demi's bit was.
Getting off of a plane from
Can
New Zealand.
we put the volume up for the snake bit?
That's gonna go really okay.
Not to bring the mood down, but look at these favorite animals.
These favorite animals.
Where's the snakes come in? Here we go.
When does the funny part start?
in a little bit.
Do you stop me?
Probably. We have an expert here.
We're just doing it.
I'm not an expert. I said I am trained. Okay, and I'm gonna train.
I don't know how that tracks.
I feel so not good in this moment.
Hey, here we go.
This bag of snakes.
This is definitely dead.
This one is definitely dead.
Maybe I can hold that one? Yeah, sure. Okay.
Oh,
Oh
God.
my god.
This is actually great. I forgot to bring
Chris
it up.
looks so young.
I just wanted you not because I feel like it's
Yeah, the world weighs heavy on Chris Chalaki.
Yes.
you guys.
He ages at
This
4
was like
times
3
the
months
rate
ago.
that the rest of us do. He's got like Benjamin Button's disease, but in reverse.
Versus normal, but
Yeah, accelerated aging.
Like the
I
reptilian.
was gonna say, so he just acknowledges the passage of time like normal people.
yeah.
But fast.
Sadville PM, that's a good question. What are our favorite characters to play?
I already said mine, but I'll say them again. I love Jonks. Jonks is probably my number one, and I would say that Darth Vader is a close number 2.
Yeah, I love Thick John Wick. He's a huge idiot, but he kills people and he likes food. Just so much fun. And also, I like Kyle the Sock Puppet, who I should bring back sometime maybe because he's fun to play.
This is honestly Alvin. This is
Short-lived, but I think I've done Dieter twice now, the ghost dead Dutch boy. I something about the earnestness of a small child who has had a horrible life and just wants it to be okay, and then finds out he's dead. Really just sent me over the edge. I think I just like using accents.
Yeah, Dieter's really hard to play against because he's so sympathetic, but I can't offer him anything. Like it's nothing but tragedy for that child.
Truly.
Love Dieter.
And where does Andy come into play here?
There's our boy.
And we had Andy Milanakis from the Andy Milanakis Show.
Yes.
Show.
So the way that this kind of came to be was we originally befriended the Sushi Dragon, and they came on to our show, did an episode. We met with them for lunch, and we were just talking about other people in the Twitch space that were doing like non-gaming stuff and improv stuff. And he told us that Andy they had been in contact already and were already talking about improv stuff. So we were just like, oh, if you're in touch with Andy, we'd obviously love to bring him on or even just talk to him, like collaborate with him in some way. Since he has a background in improv and wants to do comedy on Twitch. And so Sydney hit him up on Twitter, and he hit us back the same day saying that he was down. And it happened to line up perfectly with a 12-hour marathon that we had planned in a couple weeks. So, like, near the end of our 12-hour marathon, like 10 hours into our marathon, Andy Milanakis showed up to our house/studio, and here he is on the Danny Wiley Show.
At hour 10 of a 12-hour marathon, so we were all just tired.
Yeah, it had been a long day.
And tense because we didn't know how this was going to go. We didn't want to make him nervous. We were kind of nervous to have him around, but it ended up being okay. Also because he kind of plays himself in this bit. As per Chris's request. And so there is this weird tension of like, do both of these folks know that neither of them are making fun of the other person? But eventually it kind of settled.
Yuho Hocus asks, how developed are characters before they show up on the show versus how much is built randomly on screen? And I'd say it's a pretty even mix between the two. Like, usually the host characters, like the characters that are there on screen the whole time, kind of guiding the chat through the episode, those are a little bit more like thought is put into those characters because they have to sustain a whole episode and like have emotional reality. But the characters that cycle through sometimes are thought of like literally a second before they walk out, and it's just like you put on a wig or a silly costume or a weird accent, and then you figure it out during the scene.
Something as insane as Mrs. Box must have been pretty well planned, right, Alex?
Yeah, Mrs. Box, the most well planned out character. That was when we were doing themes for episodes, and the theme was boxes, and I had been scrambling all week to come up with a character. And our roommate had recently bought a huge flat screen TV, and he had this TV box And I was just like, hey, can I use this? And he's like, yeah. And I basically, like 30 minutes before the show started, cut out like a face hole and dressed up with a wig. And Mrs. Box was born and came out. And I did this crazy, like, Southern woman accent with it. And it was just like, I'm Mrs. Box. I'm like the Lorax, but I speak for the boxes. And then, yeah, it just really.
Viral
Mrs.
twice.
Box is
Yeah, Mrs. Box
she's
is
great.
maybe our most well-known character. She's gone viral on Reddit a couple of times, and she's in a commercial that Twitch used.
I don't know. Sydney, I interrupted you. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're fine.
This set is
I
insane.
didn't have anything.
Fair.
Yeah, the premise for this setup was that Danny Wiley is like this little dumb child character that Chris plays, and in the universe that we have sort of built over the course of a few episodes, he got his own talk show, and so he had already had this talk show. We had done this talk show format before, and so when we found out that we had an actual celebrity to interview on the show, Chris was immediately like, okay, well, we should do the Danny Wiley show and have, because the bit of the Danny Wiley show before was that he would have celebrity guests, but they wouldn't actually show up, obviously, because we don't know any celebrities. So when we actually had Andy come into the studio, it was cool to have, you know, an actual person to interview.
Yeah.
And we had the live band, which was a fun treat because we don't usually have the band anymore.
Can you show Jesus playing volleyball?
Which one?
Oh, yeah, Jesus playing volleyball from the marathon. Wow, that emote is great, Maniac Marissa.
Nah.
That's
Aw.
next. Oh my god. This is Pepperman in Purgatory.
Which an episode that.
Yes, this
We
was
should.
like hour 9 of the marathon.
Yeah.
And it had the concept, the original premise for this format was that the Pepperman, which is the Allsup's character there on the right, was kind of like the guardian of purgatory, and various people would die and come land in this space, and the chat would help him decide whether or not they go up to heaven or down to hell. But then eventually Sydney came in as Jesus, and we just kind of like floated her up there, and they started playing volleyball.
Our brains were not working at this point, and I knew, and you started making me bigger and smaller, which was great. But our brains stopped working, and I knew immediately because I walked out to talk to Alex, and he was just not responding, and I was like, all right, we're so tired. This is not gonna be a part of the show that we do real improv, so let's just play some volleyball.
And that sound effect that just came on was the Windows sound effect, which was we built into the scene, was supposed to signify somebody dying. I'm pretty sure that like every time you hear the Windows sound effect, that means
someone goes to hell, and then was the Windows startup noise when someone goes to heaven? Something crazy like that. And also, during this sequence is when Andy Milonakis showed up at the house, and we were all sweaty and tired. It was amazing.
Low point for sure.
Yeah.
But honestly, bigger and smaller, which was just very pleasing to watch visually.
Yeah, once I realized that this is one camera, but we have the input in twice, so we have Allsup standing on one side of the stage, and then I have Sydney in the same feed, but I can make her humongous or tiny, and the visual speaks for itself. I mean, it looks so great with giant Jesus.
How can you deny? Does it get?
We don't know how to do most like visual effects and actual edited like forms of video, but we know how to do so many special effects in live video now because of the show.
Hocus, thank you so much for joining us, man.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Hocus. That was really fun.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Question.
Yeah, thank you for asking us great stuff. This is amazing.
Was there
What's a Wilson? I'm just kind of cruising around.
Yeah, this is really us pushing our editing software to the max. We use vMix instead of OBS, which I know most people on Twitch seem to use OBS. And there's not a ton of differences. I mean, like they do a lot of the same stuff, but one advantage that vMix has is there's a lot of possibilities for like moving assets around within the frame, or like visual ways that you can like edit the camera perspective on the fly. So we have been experimenting a lot with that kind of stuff recently, and like this idea of dragging around a character on the screen and making her big or small. So shouts out vMix. They've been really sweet to us too. Like they've been really cool. They upgraded our software to like their pro version when we reached out to them. So they're really nice. They're just a little company in Australia.
But would not give us a brand deal.
Yeah, that's true. We
It
did.
Yeah.
In the interest of true transparency, we hit them up asking if they would sponsor the stream, and they're like, no, but we will upgrade you for free to the premium version of the software, which was a pretty good trade-off, I would say. Oh, this is an interesting tidbit about the show. So this is one of the very, I think maybe the only format that has been on Everything Now show that we did a live theater version of.
Twice.
So this is Subjective Jeopardy, which the original idea was Julie, Chris, and I were coming up with shows to pitch to UCB. Because they have just like indie sketch improv space at their theater in LA, and they were looking for ideas for shows. So we originally came up with the idea to be a live stage show, and then they decided that they would let us put it on there. So we did a practice version of the live theater show on Everything Now, and that's what this was. And it was really, I think it was honestly better on Twitch, like even though it was designed to be live. They both were interesting and fun in their own ways,
Yeah.
but I thought it was a lot of fun to do the Twitch version of the show.
These characters, Annalise and Jake's characters, were specifically psychotic and both lose their minds very quickly into the episode, so that by the time we were in hour 2, it's just more avant-garde insanity. It's really good.
We gotta see that board. There it is.
The board, yeah, subjective Rorschach.
Yes, this was Julie's idea, I'm pretty sure, and it is such a good bit. The Rorschach tests as the category, or as the number values on the board.
So good.
So much silly.
I just pulled up some other ones I thought we should talk about. Uh-oh.
From the United States of America.
Let's do this one.
You're Kim Kardashian. Let's do a little roll.
Call center.
Hey, I like this already.
You're Kim and Kay.
Yes.
You're throwing a party.
This is another format where it's just one camera made to look like two cameras, where we just have two people standing on opposite sides of the room for each other, and then all the delineation between the two is all done in graphics in the software.
It looks
Movie magic.
Yeah,
Movie
I
magic, baby.
love how it looks so much. We definitely got to do another one.
That coil really does it for me.
Yeah,
That was
the
Jake's
coin.
idea. That was good.
It's a long time. That they're almost just like, it's almost just
They follow us?
at this point.
Weird.
Bajo stream?
They're like an Australian comedian who used to have a TV show.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember seeing that.
Cardboard Cowboy knows them. Cardboard Cowboy.
Yeah, shouts out Cardboard Cowboy. They do amazing shit on this. I'm sure everybody here must know Cardboard Cowboy. They do really cool comedy, graphic, I don't even know, yeah, animation,
fucking-
music, everything. They're awesome.
It really makes my day.
This
Anytime
guy.
we,
Over and over again, and they don't.
anytime we rate Cardboard Cowboy and then we like hop into it, and him going, "I hate it's the Everything Nice show." That always like, I love it so much.
Everything Now show, how's it going?
Man who should be in
Yeah, he's
charge.
nice.
You're good at seeing when there's a problem. So maybe you
I just remembered
Fun
KFC hot
fact.
dogs, says Maniac Marissa.
Talk about KFC hot dog.
KFC hot dog. Those are my favorite sunglasses that we have on the show.
Those ones are really
Yeah, they are great.
We
Especially
did
on
do a
your-
second call center.
Oh, really?
Jake and I were talking like we didn't do a second one, did we? But
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we totally did. Wow. Holy shit.
Concrete thing down or something.
KFC hot dog? We'll do that when we find it.
Do you know what we're trying to build?
Whatever.
Can't laugh at her own jokes too much.
I think it'll be great, like behind the scenes videos of us in the house. And it's like Alex finding a character, which is it's just watching Alex put on different sunglasses and like move around the house. It's really funny to watch people stop into it.
Sunglasses are like 75% of my characters.
Sometimes a good wig or a good sunglasses or just like there, you'll just like find that one item of costume that just ties a whole character together. Wow, that video is great.
It was Alex
Cleopatra.
finding Cleopatra.
No, I'm not scared at all. I'm excited.
It's you looking in the mirror.
Good
I
night,
was thinking Boca
Jones.
Raton.
This is not my son.
Okay.
Boca Raton.
See you later, Jones.
Thank you, Jones.
Bye,
Hi,
Jones.
That's
John.
not how this works. I talked to Brock on Milwaukee. We'll look for your son.
You know, most people in my family lineage
Rocky's
character
is
in that same way, so
I like him.
Yeah, this guy is great.
Attention.
Jasper?
Park advisory. If you lose your child, they will be thrown into the volcano.
Oh yeah, I love Cole heightened this universe so fast from off screen, where he just came out of the intercom and was like, "We're gonna be murdering anybody who breaks the rules."
Yeah, that really, it gave me a little sweat, and I was like, fuck it, let's go, I guess. Yeah.
Sometimes that happens. That's the nature. That's the zhuzh, the spice of improv, is that as much as we know each other and we know each other's sensibilities and like kind of have an idea of what everybody is gonna do, it's still improv, and you don't know what your scene partner is gonna say until they say it. This looks awesome.
And the funniest thing also is that like this is a 2-hour long show, so if somebody introduces something like in the first act of the episode, then that is the thing you're running with, and it makes it even more ridiculous and exciting.
And this is Frank Zappa, the fortune teller. We were like, we want to do the like, what's his name?
Zoltar.
The fortune teller thing.
Zoltar from
Zoltar in the arcade, but we want to do a spin on it. And this was the spin.
It looks so good.
It
I'm
really-
so happy with how it turned out.
Kind of roll with it. You know,
And Chris plays it so well.
Marcus once told me, you take the good stuff and then you take the bad stuff, and it's just going to come in waves. Then you kind of just got to do ironic dabs on them. The real thing he said to me.
It's a great detail here that it's Chris off screen doing the voice while Alsop like really doesn't match up with
Doesn't
the
even
mouth.
try.
Yeah, doesn't even try to match up the voice with the mouth.
Oh yeah.
Just staring like dead-eyed into the camera.
This hurt my eyes so much. I had so much eye pain.
But I'm gonna do that. And can I do the robot? Yeah, check this shit out.
This is the first time that I tried new eyebrows, and it really did a lot.
Yeah,
Get into a different character.
Ever seen this?
Did you do eyebrows for Justin Timberlake?
Boom.
I don't think I did. I think I just did beard. Thin beard.
That's
Look at
Meryl.
that.
She gets her eyebrows reshaped every movie. It helps her find her character. So way to find Meryl Streep's tactics on your own organic accord.
I knew I was tapping into something.
Knew you were Marilyn out.
And we gotta show KFC hot dog.
Yes, that's from this episode. KFC, does anyone want to... I don't even remember what the exact inception of KFC hot dog... Oh my god, it really is so visually
Speaking of the
striking.
devil,
It's so upsetting.
I think it was earlier on. I think this was his second appearance in this episode.
Because KFC hot dog's the god, right?
Yeah, someone just kept saying KFC hot dog in the chat, and then I was just like, I got Photoshop right here. Let's do it. And then Photoshop Colonel Sanders onto a hot dog, and the rest was hot dog story.
This is another one of my favorite costume items right here on stage is this wig, this balding wig, which I think, who sent this to us? Was it Super Pizza?
Super Pizza shouts out.
Shouts out to Super Pizza. This is pretty much my favorite wig, maybe my favorite costume item in general that we have here at the studio. It looks so ridiculous on whoever wears it.
Oh my god.
I've never worn that stream, so I think it's time for me to find a character that works with. Same with, has anyone not worn that long blonde wig?
Shit, oh my god.
Maybe I don't think I have yet.
I wore it for the campfire.
You gotta wear that blonde wig.
And Jake wears it for Barley.
Right.
Yes, that wig is Barley and it is Jill. So 2 host characters share that hair.
And unfortunately cannot share the space unless we get another one.
Yeah, that's true. That is the one tragedy of the wigs is that you can't, if 2 characters use the same costume item or wig, you can't really have them on screen at the same time.
And yet Jill and Charlie were sharing a phone call last night.
That's true. Yeah, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. Hey boys, I think I'm gonna have to go to sleep, but I love you all and enjoy talking to the people. I'm happy you're all here. All 122 and the silliness you see in the background every Sunday and Wednesday. But it's nice talking about it out of character because I feel like we don't get that opportunity very often to be ourselves and talk about this show that we love so dang much.
Agree.
Night, Sid.
Have a good night.
Night.
Thank you. We'll probably call it soon, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this episode was awesome. We haven't done this really since then, but this was, Julie drew this background, and the way that we did it was we just have the camera over a tabletop with a big pad of paper that she can draw on, and we just superimpose that background, that whole camera feed onto the green screen background, so it looks like they're standing in this like cartoon universe, and it looks so good. It looks amazing.
It looks amazing. It's one of the my favorite visual things we pulled off with the show. It's so cool.
Totally agreed. Would love to go back to this kind of thing. And look at these names in the chat. Knife in your neck. Remember that guy?
Yeah, real throwback names in the chat.
Nickel, pickle, tickle. And
Where'd
Note
you
Happy.
go?
Note Happy, wherever you are, we hope you're happy.
Yeah, we hope you're happy, Note Happy. Yeah, these puppets are really fun. Those are my giant fingers poking in through the top of the frame, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And the green popsicle sticks, for some reason not working.
Yeah, we thought green popsicle sticks would completely key out, but they just kind of turned gray.
Yeah.
Which is almost even better.
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the aesthetic. And a pretty
The shadow is.
Yeah, the shadow is so
That's a lot.
It's charming. It's like a Michel Gondry movie. It's so fucking weird.
It definitely has like a punk rocky edge to it.
Yeah.
Look how naked Teddy looks here. So few tattoos.
Yeah.
No tattoos.
Compared
And
to
the couch is there.
And the couch.
We got him here.
Thank God we saw that couch. This is also the
He's fully
first.
tatted.
Oh yeah.
Look at him. This is the first highlight reel we made, also, I think. Oh yeah, the pile of hair and teeth.
With teeth. Teeth
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
hair.
Yeah, this is a great character. This is a character suggested to us by the chat, if that wasn't clear. That is just a pile of loose teeth and hair.
I'm pretty sure that guy left the show before he could even see his character.
Yeah, he like suggested that and then just stopped watching the show.
And we kept on adding him, being like, dude, your thing's here. And yeah, it was so. Yeah, I mean, Marissa, Teddy's basically done. I want to involve him on the show more often, but he definitely is not fit for tattooing anymore.
And thanks for the follow,
We'll keep
DL
making
Guns.
appearances.
Yeah, Deagans, Deal Guns. Download Guns.
He's now the 1 year emote.
That's true, yeah. If you sub for a full 12 months, you get a tattoo, which makes it much more cool and exclusive.
Yeah, truly.
You can see it on the. Hold on, let me type in as the. Yeah, there he is. Everything now show.
Gold
name,
Teddy.
Little gold Teddy head.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Alex, do you have any episodes that you want to just quickly run down or just like visit again?
Yeah, any final moments? And also in the chat, I think we're probably going to wrap it up soon. So if there are any specific EN memories, moments, questions, comments that you want to share.
You in particular, Maniac Marissa, I guess.
I want to see Sonic's head getting chopped off.
Oh, that, yeah, we definitely should.
It's literally right there. That's perfect. Oh, yeah, and also realistic Dr. Teacher. What a dark...
Barnito, yeah, we'll definitely pull up a Barnito clip. Also, do you want to provide some context for what they're about to see with this Sonic clip?
Yeah, so this is Mrs. Box. She does like a game night. We did like a video game stream. These were our first video game streams. Was this, which was insane. But basically, our donation goal for this was a piñata party, and we had this crazy Sonic piñata that Jake found, I think. And I want to wait for this reveal because I don't want to tell you about what's so weird about this piñata, but you'll see it in a second when we figure out how to hang it up.
How do we not plan that?
His legs.
His legs are so funny. This piñata is huge. Like if you stand it up next to it, it comes up to like your neck. Like it's got to be at least 3.5, 4 feet tall.
Yeah, it is a human-sized piñata.
And like, of course, you can't just break it open. So we took a power saw to the piñata to break it open. And this is me, I think, setting up the saw.
We will not be using a bat.
Oh yeah, so also it has Kiss Kill Keep on the side, which is a game we used to play on the show where we would take a piece of art and the chat would decide whether we kissed the art, killed the art, or kept it, which meant it stayed on the set of the show.
Yeah, I kind of decorated the stage.
So we give the audience the chance to decide if they wanted to kiss or keep Sonic, and they did not. Is that Bernie? No, Maniac Marissa. Although that is really a prototype for my Bernie impression. What would go on to be my Bernie impression? But that is. What's that guy's name again?
This is Klaus, the clock.
Klaus the clockmaker. Yeah, he's like a weird old German scientist guy.
And yeah, Maniac Marissa, that was we used this clip as an effort to kind of like capitalize on the Sonic movie looking insane at the time. That was definitely the tweet draft.
This is us capitalizing on trends.
Yeah, this is how we interact with the zeitgeist, by making it a eldritch horror and destroying it with a power saw.
Yeah, so here comes the electric saw, and Alsip's just going at it, hacking off a limb. Thankfully, he's at least wearing safety goggles, although Julie is right there with zero protective gear.
Yeah, Jake are not goggles.
Good thing nothing happens. Oh, we just had Brian's head just sitting there, huh?
Yeah. So there goes the other arm.
We really got to bring Mrs. Box back.
Yeah, the box for Mrs. Box is still in here somewhere.
Yeah, if you want to get our box. Was this Barney's TV? Alex, is that Barney's TV?
Yeah, this is Barney's TV. Doxed.
Sorry. But it's crazy that Mrs. Box didn't exist until he moved in. I feel like for some reason...
Oh, the Johnny Bravos. I can't believe we didn't show the Bravos. Yeah, we definitely got to show the Johnny Bravos.
We can skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah, let's skip to the big chop.
Because I think I have to pull out the circular saw. Oh, I saw it off his legs too.
Yeah, so this is extremely brutal. And there's the big reveal.
We filled it up with cans of tuna.
Sonic was filled with approximately, I don't know, like 20 or 30 cans of tuna.
Was this better than when we filled a bunch of Ziploc bags up with beer?
Oh, that was a nightmare.
That's very topical right now.
Yeah. Also, yes, Maniac Marissa. That's truly what we felt about Sonic. It's a dark time.
All this tuna falling out.
Honestly, the show might be funnier and scarier if we just kept on jump cutting through it.
Oh, you guys ripped out the tent.
Where's the? I want to see the part where the bolt flies off.
Oh yeah, that is.
That's in the Corona.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think it is.
Yeah, we did 3 slumber party episodes.
Because we used the circular saw on the Corona. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Okay. Anything that we want to get to that? I can pull that up.
Let's just do the Bravos.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah.
Barbos.
You guys can go check all these out on YouTube.
Please, 139 episodes.
Yes.
Yeah, watch all like 10 days of content.
This was 100 episodes ago that we did this slumber party episode.
Wow.
It's insane.
Real ridiculous. When was Bravos? Where?
Bravos right there. So, to provide some context for this episode, we had been planning on... This originally started out as an idea for a first-person shooter episode where you play as Johnny Bravo, and instead of shooting guys, you're doing finger guns at, like, hot girls or something. You're going... and that... through one way or another of us just kind of pitching on it.
Yeah, it ended up being a Johnny Bravo pageant.
Yeah, where there is just a bunch of different kinds of Johnny Bravos, like Dr. Johnny Bravo, Ninja Johnny Bravo, Ska Johnny Bravo, like any kind of category of Johnny Bravo. And so for months we were like, we got to do this idea, but we need to get a bunch of people, because the whole joke of this episode was like, can we get as many Johnny Bravos in one room as possible? So for months and months and months, we put it off and put it off and put it off, and then we finally...
We were moving out.
Yeah, we were about to move out of this house. We weren't going to have this space anymore, and we weren't sure where the show was going to go, because it was before we found this space that we're currently in. Yeah. So we were like, we got to do this Johnny Bravo episode before we move out. And so this is the culmination of months of... Well, not really months of planning, but months of wanting to do this, and a couple of weeks,
and then
probably.
A week of planning.
Yeah, a week of calling up everybody that we know who's willing to drive up to the valley with a black t-shirt and blue jeans and put on these silly paper wigs that we made.
And pick a prop and then make that your whole identity. And props to Coop from the Improv Inc. team that we're all a part of for being an amazing
default Bravo.
Johnny Bravo. Being very funny as traditional Bravo.
And so this is the big reveal. The premise was Julie is a Make-A-Wish kid who just wanted to meet Johnny Bravo, and we accidentally invited every Johnny Bravo impersonator that there is.
We tried so hard to call and get this kid a Johnny Bravo, and no one answered. And then it turns out that just all of them showed up after we called them, and we thought no one was going to show up.
It's truly a touching narrative. God damn it, this is so crazy.
That was such a beautiful moment. There are a few moments over the course of the show that I really felt proud of what we were doing, and watching all of these people walk out on stage all dressed as Johnny Bravo really made me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
Like we were doing something important.
And then we all sang "We Are the World."
Oh yeah, wait, you gotta show "We Are the World." I forgot we did that. I don't even know how this part of the show came in. Oh yeah, well, this was Rocky's.
That was written in. Yeah, Rocky written that in.
And we're all doing the monkey.
Let's get the audio. Let's get the audio.
Slow monkey.
And we barely know the words. Like, some of us kind of know the words, and the rest of us don't know the words even a little bit. Yeah. So it's just kind of mumbling along.
It's great because there was like a safety meeting that we did before this, and it was also like, all right, guys, did everyone learn the lyrics for "We Are the World" for the ending? No? That's fine.
That's all right.
We'll have it on the TV.
Can we see like one section of the actual Bravo off?
I wanted to see.
So the actual what the format of the episode became was like a weird like Miss America pageant of Johnny Bravos, where each Johnny Bravo would do some sort of, it was kind of like America's Next Top Model. In fact, can you play
That was
the
the
intro?
bit that Julie made the video on.
Yeah, Julie did an intro.
That kind of
Shout out to Julie for making all the hair.
Yeah,
All the
right.
hairs look so good.
We're gonna have to have a Bravo off.
Chaos. I cannot believe this show exists. Cannot believe we did this.
Oh man, this is so good.
I mean, Marissa, that's the reaction that I like to get from this show. That it's just so much.
Yeah, it's really designed to be just an assault on the senses.
Yeah. And when I worry that the show's not like, accessible enough to anybody who hasn't been watching the show for like months and months or anything, I just want to create an experience that at the very least is too insane to describe, and you gotta watch it. That's it. It's just fucking insanity. And I want to see Shakespeare Bravo because Connor makes me laugh so goddamn hard.
Yeah, he crushed it. Oh.
And there's Noah.
Jockey Bravo. And there's me as Dr. Bravo.
Baby Bravo, Jimmy. Jokey Bravo. Ska Bravo. WWE Bravo. This background.
Yeah, what is this? This was like trying to pick up a hot chick on the beach was the challenge.
And the hot chick was
Teddy.
God.
Yeah, this is really a lot.
God.
Yeah, Shakespeare Bravo had the skull because he was like Hamlet.
Yeah.
That's good shit. That's quality content.
This was Derek's first episode. We found a lot of collaborators through this episode from inviting like new people onto the show.
That was a great bit that just happened where Julie passes out and all the Bravos run over and karate chop her back to life.
Props to all the improvisers on stage for really just getting the telepathy they're needed to do that. And the music in the background is the sped up Johnny Bravo theme song.
Scott Bravo made those overalls before the episode.
Yeah,
I can't
on
see
the
it
spot.
now, but he like checkered the thing out of duct tape and like gaff tape.
How did this work? I'm confused because I thought they were going to go perform now.
I think like each round, we broke it into 3 groups of Johnny
Right,
Bravos,
yeah.
and then each group would do the challenge.
Makes sense.
So it was like one challenge was your best pickup line, one challenge was like your best flex
Yeah.
or something, and then the chat would vote for which Bravo they thought had the best performance.
Makes sense.
Oh, I love this bumper.
There they are. Yeah, this was an amazing high point for the show.
Yeah, this was really arguably a peak. I love the watermarks all over the background.
Yeah, any
too.
background that has a watermark, I'm just like...
This is before we got our stock photo library subscription.
And apparently Julie was describing a giant mole leaking liquid out of her back. Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Julie crushed it as Jeremy Balloon.
I am Shakespeare Johnny Bravo. Hoo-ha!
This is the part where Connor just goes, why would you say that? That really fucking kills me.
Someone came into another stream and said, I found you guys through the Johnny clip.
Yeah. That's Derek.
There's Derek.
Yes.
God.
Yeah, Derek became
Moss.
a staple, one of our regular guest performers. He has been on many an episode. You may know him as Bill Busserly or Danny Jazz or Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney. I do love that anytime like Jake would come to the Slack and just say like, guys, we got Derek. Everyone was just so excited to have him.
Yeah, he's
It's like,
great.
yes, we're gonna be so fine for tonight. Oh, and Kelly. That IV drip.
Yeah, that looked great. I was
Ziploc
really
bag full
stoked
of
on that
blood.
prop.
I was really proud. I was really proud of that.
You should be. It's great.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
We really made use of Ziploc bags filled with liquids
Yeah.
at the time.
Lot of homemade props.
Yeah. This is just making me realize how far away our last in-studio show was. It's making me miss it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Here it is.
To own self-find truth, bravo!
His physicality.
Yeah, he crushed it.
All the world truly is a stage.
Thank you, Julie.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's,
are there
it's
any
all
last
there.
minute? Yeah, maybe if there are any last minute questions, comments, or things that you would like to voice from the chat.
Holy shit.
Yeah, lots of people stuck around. Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you to everybody who came over from Bella's stream.
Yeah, I'll do my
If you don't know who we are, I don't know what she told you about us.
She just dropped you off at the doorstep.
Yeah, but we do the show that we've been watching every Sunday. Oh, Barnito. We got to do
I'm
Barnito. That's fair for Maniac Marissa.
I'm on it.
But we do this show every Sunday and Wednesday, and things have changed slightly since coronavirus means that we can't all be together anymore, but
Yeah.
we'd still do a version of the show that's like call-in based, and it's always changing. So if any of this looked even kind of interesting to you, check us out Sundays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock Pacific time.
I don't know if this episode worked, but I really love it.
Yeah.
I like when our show feels like a sitcom, when we have these characters that we return to over and over again, and we just kind of see them in their own journeys. And I liked this.
These characters are so crazy.
Yeah, just look at this crew.
Yeah, this visual is so insane. Another face paint character for me. Glorpy, this was like one of the last face paint characters that I did where I was like, I can't keep doing this.
Here it is. Yeah, Michael Goldenberg. Real hero.
Yeah, he crushed it in this role. I loved him as this character.
He's just so funny.
This like frat bro alien guy.
Yeah. He runs a very good stand-up show in LA that is on hold because of life. Do we miss Bernie? Where is he?
I think he's like near the end. He's like one of the I think he's after this character. Like
he's here.
Oh wait,
though.
no, yeah, you're right. We just heard
I'm
about
just
it.
waiting for the donation bar to.
Oh.
It resets.
What happened just now? What happened just now?
Oh, and then we just saw. We just missed him. Yeah, there he is.
There he is.
And Barnito's his stepdad, apparently, canonically.
So Barnito is a That's Barnito.
There he is.
He's a Mexican puppet with toy Barney's head that has been ripped off and glued onto like this piece of fabric basically that our upstairs roommate bought. We didn't name him Barnito, that's the name that came with him. But he's a marionette puppet, and the joke with Barnito is he comes out and we just go ape shit.
Yeah, he's just doing the weirdest dance, and we love him so much. I will say
The chat. Go ahead.
my favorite element of Barnito that we did not use a lot in his future appearances is when he swings toward the camera.
Yeah, that's true.
And Jake does a whoa! That really kills me. Barnito, please kill me, says Super Pizza.
And part of this joke is that it goes on for so long.
A little too long.
And we're all just screaming.
I think Super Pizza started the bit where people just request Barnito do horrible things to them and mess up their lives.
That was a good bit.
Thank you, Barnito! Thank you, Barnito! Wow. Oh my god.
Glorby Giuliani and his horrible, stupid accent.
Yeah, this is a three bad accents all in a
Yeah,
crew.
3 real
Rough
huge
ones.
swings.
Yeah.
Definitely Barnito.
Oh, again, sorry to laugh at our own show,
Good
but I mean,
shit.
hey, I guess if we're not our own biggest fans, then what the fuck are we doing? And this episode was insane. Let's go out on this. Did you guys use the top-down camera setup that I tried? Oh yeah, you did.
We used it, I think, yeah.
Madman.
This was, I think, just Chris and I were here for this one and some guests.
Yeah.
This was
Colin-
poker night.
Colin Ian. Yeah, we're gonna go out on this for sure. But this one was wild. And then I hopped in at the end and made it that you guys were on the plane from Inception and you woke up and it was all a dream.
That guy. Well, he was actually.
Uh-oh, Ian, your
Watch out
nips.
for nips.
Oh God.
Well, we can't even show
It's
it
okay.
here.
It's on YouTube. You're allowed to show nipples on YouTube.
But the stream's going to Twitch.
Whatever. Is that? I don't think that VOD is still on on Twitch.
On Twitch, probably not, no. Yeah.
Well, folks,
That's everything now.
that was everything now.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, this was a super fun stream. This is not what I thought it was gonna be. We thought
No.
maybe we would just watch one episode,
yeah.
and kind of deconstruct it, but I thought it was really fun to do.
Yeah.
Kind of jump around and watch. It was a fun trip down memory lane for sure.
Yeah. That'd be fun to try still, just to do one episode.
Yeah,
and
it would be cool to really dissect an episode and
Go.
talk about it.
Piece by piece. Yeah. Thank you, Maniac Marissa, for being the last fan standing.
Yes, last fan standing. Maniac Marissa shouts out, and shouts out to everybody who joined us
Yeah.
throughout this. All the new people who followed from Bella or from wherever. Thank you guys for popping in. Like I said, this is not the show. This is like the show about the show. So if you want to see what the actual show is, we'll be doing it on Sunday, and every Sunday and Wednesday after that at 8 o'clock. So come check us out. It's a good time.
Alex,
You want to sign off?
You okay?
Yeah. No, I'm super tired. Yeah, thanks for watching. We're coming up to our 2-year mark, which is crazy. But yeah, who are we gonna raid?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
We
let's
have a-
see.
we have
Who's
a
still
huge,
on? It's late.
We have a huge group of people, actually. I'm going to go back to Twitch on my laptop and see what we got.
Let's take
Someone
a look.
messaged us. Better check what that is. in a
Whoa, someone sliding into our DMs.
Yeah.
We got Billy online. We
Billy
got
Cardboard.
Miss Vespa we haven't seen in a while.
second. Ify's on. Ify was with Uncle
Maniac, is
Joe.
NJ on?
Oh, is he?
He is.
He is. Let's do, yeah. And he's playing Half-Life Alyx.
Oh, fun.
I need to finish
do
that game.
it.
We need to finish that game. NJ.
NJ, we're gonna send you over to our good friend and previous performer on the show, actually.
Yes.
Now, NJ
So
Cheese.
fucking funny, too.
And he's in VR, so I don't even know if he's gonna realize that we're rating him or how you can see what's going on your stream if you're in VR. But if he is able to see that it's us, let him know. We say hi and we love him. Otherwise, enjoy Half-Life Alyx and the comedic stylings of NJ Cheese.
Alright, guys.
And we will see you again, maybe between now and Sunday. I might do another City Skyline stream or something
We
like
can do a
that.
Minecraft
Oh
stream
yeah,
we're talking
Rocky and I
about.
might do Minecraft. Also, are you gonna do another Getting Over It stream?
Yeah, I might. I'm still really pissed at that game.
Okay, fair enough.
Beautiful. Alright, guys.
might
Good
do
night. Night, Allsup. Night, Maniac Marissa. Night, everybody else.
Night, everybody.
Night, guys. Night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
95 viewers still? What the hell? And we're done stream.